Hey guys, this is Dave with BTM Reviews. How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing as good as I am. Probably better because I'm tired tonight. I was up too late after the stream, so then I had to, get up and go to work. So probably will not be a late night stream tonight. Just so we know, 10:30 Central Time is about when I'm going to cut it off for sure, because I got to do it all again tomorrow. So anyway. I did release a couple videos today. It's been a while since I put some out. So one's a Matt Barr video and one is that auction video. I've got some good comments in there for names so far. So that's good. I think Bob and KC is the one that nailed the name for me though. I think Bob had a very funny suggestion for the name. If you want to put it in the chat, Bob, that'd be great. So Jim is appreciated. Yes, Jim is appreciated. How you doing, Dan? Too White, how are you? Ben Togel. We could probably watch Partika's angry review of the worst book he's ever read, or most wretched Ripiverse title to date. So how you doing, crazy? Dave, you've got my loyalty, Dave, to heck with Jim. All right. Well, Jim's all right. Julio Scissors. Yeah, my third package didn't arrive. Oh. So, hey, Jim, how are you, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Did you have a good day today?
It was all right. Had a nice nap.
Oh. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
You were napping. I was probably driving home from south of Champaign at that time. You worried about your camera?
Where's my? Oh, I know why. Because I was recording something, so I had the mic pulled down. I had the mic pulled down real low so I could get a loud voice.
Well, yeah, because your voice in the videos is way louder than on my stream for sure.
Yeah, because I grabbed the mic and I'm Eric July singing, and I go, buy my comic.
Oh shit. So how you doing, Samba? Pastor Flash. So Pastor's the one that made that clip for my video that I put out today. Go away. You cannot be on the screen. Go away. I'll be right back, Nicholas.
All right.
Hey, gentlemen.
What's new, guys? Anything good?
No, just another day in paradise. Work, like you said, Jim. A little nap in the middle of the day. It's always nice. Other than that, pretty boring.
I had my first exposure to YouTube shenanigans last night.
What happened?
Well, I was on Nick's stream in his chat, and I put a super chat out there. I was putting my link to my channel in the chat, and I got all these sub notifications, and my sub count jumped all the way up to 225. I was like, oh man, this is great. So I went to bed thinking, oh man, that was awesome. 225, man, that was awesome. Picked up 30 subs. And then I woke up to 198 subs. So it was like, what the fuck?
Shenanigans.
Oh, they saw the content. I mean,
yeah.
Well,
dick.
Imagine if you were doing a crowdfunding campaign and you wake up and you got a bunch of refunds. That'd be worse, right?
That would suck. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 33 subscribers on YouTube, Jim. I don't want to hear shit.
I think I have 4, and they're just
It's
friends.
just kind of crazy how Jim's got 4,000 followers on Twitter.
Yeah.
And he can't get 500 people to sub to his fucking YouTube channel. Just sub it. I don't need you to watch it. Just give me a sub.
Right.
I think you might have just uncovered Jim's dastardly deeds there.
No, I don't know. I mean, Twitter. I would doubt that half of my followers are bots on Twitter.
Not paid for though, right? Sure.
No, I've never paid for anything. I'm just saying. I mean,
I'd probably be at 2,000 if I wasn't deleting bots so far this year. I've actually had over 4,000 followers myself on Twitter, 12 years ago. But very good reason for
2016, I was up 6,000, close to 7,000, and then
politics shit.
Yeah, 2017 they just went and like in one day I lost 2,000 followers on Twitter. I was like, what the fuck? And it just kept coming down. Like every month you'd lose like 500, boom, boom. And then I was down to like 1,700, and slowly it's been building back up again.
Well, I keep saying it every day. Every day I lose 2 or 3 subs a day. It doesn't matter.
I'll be honest. I wish I subscribed to so many YouTube channels and never unsubscribe. I wish YouTube would look at my channels and go, "You haven't watched this in 3 months. We're just gonna."
That ain't why they unsub you though. They
Why
unsub you
do
because
I hear
because
people
they
say,
don't. They're not really appreciating that content, and they're not really looking forward to keep promoting it. So, trust me, dude. They're devious with that kind of shit. They
have some kind of algorithm, I think, where they monitor. So if you're growing, they'll promote your stuff more. Maybe, I don't know. And so if you're growing and they don't wonder, like, how we don't really want to promote this, so they'll keep you from growing.
Oh, they also want you to pay for.
I don't have. Well, this ad thing.
we have ads.
What? Yeah, my channels are monetized, but I don't. I mean, I can turn them off. So if they're obtuse, they don't need to be obtuse.
How do the ads show up?
During the fucking
in the middle of
stream?
the live stream, it'll just pop up an ad.
Huh.
You know,
So,
Not even
I don't know because I pay for YouTube, so I never see an ad on YouTube. Yeah, so I don't know if they're obtuse. So I turned them off, guys. I turned off the ads. You know, I mean,
Get a sponsor. We'll do live read. That'd be fun.
Well,
who's the solar flare guy? Get him to,
dude, it's not that. I mean, like,
compound.
You know, the thing is, like, if I end the stream and then monetize it, 90% of the time it turns yellow. So that means it's limited monetization. But during the stream, you get to keep your ad revenue while it's playing. And when it ends and they change the color, it doesn't matter. It's still your ad revenue. That's what I was told by somebody. So I tried it, but if it's pissing people off, it's not like it's a lot of money. There ain't that many views. You know, it's not like a 100,000 view channel for every video where those guys are making money. So I don't even know if anybody plays ads on their shows because I just pay for the premium YouTube. To me, that's the best fucking investment I can do to get rid of ads on YouTube. Because I'm really about ready to quit paying for fucking Amazon Prime because of all the commercials on their Prime service. I mean, when you pause the movie, it's a fucking ad screen. Oh, go get a Diet Coke while you go get refreshed or while you're taking this break. It's like, stop this, guys. Stop with the ads.
Same when I try to watch Justified for our streams. I feel like I'm back in 1987 with ads every 15 minutes.
Yeah, so I turned off the ads. All right, guys, I'm not going to be Frog Tony. All right, no more ads. You enable.
Don't be like Tony.
I enable ad block for Frog Tony streams. Yeah, I guess that's the biggest way that YouTube. That's why, like, a lot of YouTubers say they don't want you to use an ad blocker if you're not paying for premium, because if the ad don't get played, they don't get paid. But there's no money in ads for me right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. Ads are off going forward during the live stream. Now, if you guys watch the repeat and you didn't catch it live, you might see some ads, but there won't be as many. I promise you. The post, Nicholas, YouTube won't run as many. They do more during the live stream. That's why they're like 8-minute videos. Jim, 8 minutes videos are their medium for you making ad revenue, because then they can put a mid-reel ad in your video. So, you know, you get the beginning, the middle, and then probably one going out. But if it's less than 8 minutes, they only do, I guess, in the beginning. So I don't know. I've never got any money from YouTube for ad money. You know what I'm saying? They've never said, oh, here's what you've made this month in ad revenue.
Well, if you only do live streams and you don't have the ads turned on during live streams, you're not going to really make it. Because, I mean, how many people watch the live stream afterwards? 10%, 15%?
Fuck no.
No.
Dude,
I don't know how it works.
If I do a live stream on a Friday and when it ends, there's 500. I wake up the next day and sometimes there's 1,700 views.
Oh, fuck.
It's fucking crazy.
Really?
Yeah, watch it. Look at Nerdrotic. They got 20,000 live, but that stream will end up having 100,000 views. People
I
aren't
thought
all
that was
watching
people
live.
coming in and watching and leaving and coming in and out. And
Just check your stream number right when the stream ends, and then wake up the next day, and you'll see it's probably double or triple what it was during the live stream. Like Ethan today or yesterday did his stream. He had 2,700 people watching. He got like 15,000 views. So, yeah, that's why it doesn't make sense that they don't like long streams for YouTube, because plenty of people are watching them.
How do they mark it as a view? Do you only have to go in and watch 10 minutes of it, or
It doesn't matter.
doesn't matter?
I don't care how they fucking count it. It's their math that they're using to be able to decide to pay you for it. So if that view, I don't know how the algorithm works. I don't know if you have to be on the stream for a certain amount of time for it to be considered ad worthy viewing. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? I don't check analytics or anything like that. Do you, Jim?
no, I
No.
don't understand it. Yeah,
Well,
well,
this
this
is-
say Ricada had like 3,000, 4,000 people watching him live. He's got 23,000 views on
Yeah.
his stream. So
Yeah. Well, it's like, well, you know, we can say all we want about Rumble, Jim, but I've got 155 views on last night's show. And peak, when I looked over there was 14 people watching it. So, and I've only got 92 followers over there. But that's all just people finding that shit on accident.
but I wonder if Rumble counts, like if somebody's watching for 5 minutes, leaves and comes back for 5 minutes, they count that as 2 views.
I think they count URLs, Jim.
URLs, okay.
So like if you click on your video right now and you're the only one watching, that's a watcher, but it'll say your total views in the content page, and if you clicked it again, it probably wouldn't go up if you re-clicked on it. So, and if you leave a stream and jump back in a bit later to keep watching, that is 2 views. And are you sure?
Okay, everybody. So what we need you to do is to click out, click back in,
No,
click out,
no,
click back
no.
in, click out, click back in.
Right, write a macro. We'll,
But what we need is just to give them better content, right? So that they'll keep
Yeah.
coming back. So
Hi, followers.
we have to do our breaking news sound, Jim.
Okay.
It's time. It is time.
Why is it not playing?
You didn't hit play.
I thought I could hit it on the other screen.
Good morning, folks. Hopefully you caught our special video last night updating details on the magnetic pole shift. Today we're hitting atmospheric forcing, Antarctic ice, and the Atlantic Ocean. But we've also got space weather, so let's begin with the last 24 hours on our star. Plenty of coronal surges, including a failed CME eruption near center disk. Solar flaring peaked at M5, but all flares were impulsive. We'll be monitoring closely to see if this uptick in flaring continues, since there are several big active regions on the Earth facing half of the sun. You see them here. Biggest groupings are distending slightly as the new sunspots crest over the limb into view. I don't expect high X-class events from these regions, but more M-class flares are likely. Let's move next to a new paper by a friend of ours. It's a major deep dive into the data on global temperatures, cloud albedo, and solar energy. The work determined that the sun and cloud forcing was responsible for 100% of the so-called warming trend and 83% of all global surface air temperature marks over the last 24 years. It also showed how the IPCC messed up this issue to arrive at their mainstream narrative. Up next, we're looking at Antarctic sea ice, where the western sheet appears to be less at risk than many have suggested. This puts a huge dent in the sea level rise claims for the future, and they say all models using the marine ice cliff instability process need to be harshly reevaluated. Last but not least, the Atlantic is cooling off quickly, and nobody knows why. Maybe the people who predicted it could shed some light on that. Oh, wait, that's us. Folks, as we've said over the years, major heating causes sea ice melt. That reverses the trend into cooling. This, combined with the potential release of the Beaufort Gyre, which may be in play here too, is exactly what we have been telling you was going to happen. The seesaw has begun swinging, still some back and forth to go before the major descent into the cold cycle. We greatly appreciate your support. We'll do this all again tomorrow, right here, but right now at 6 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun. Eyes open, no fear.
He was
Be
on
safe, everyone.
Be safe. That was actually kind of understandable tonight, Jim.
Yeah, that was about the globe, how they're predicting now that we're going to have a cooling cycle.
Right.
So we're going back to
And
what
that
they were saying in
albedo
the
part.
70s.
Whatever.
Yeah.
How long has that guy been doing this?
He's been doing that for I think about 10 years. This solar report for about 10 years. But he's
Daily?
been doing daily. Yeah, he's been doing the like the science. He's been doing for 25 years or so. He's in his mid 40s.
Get this guy on the show.
I could try. I don't know if he would.
Dude, what would we talk to him about?
Solar flare.
Solar flares.
I would be so lost.
He might like other stuff. You know,
We just get a chance to ask questions. Yes.
That's true. He might.
He's not a fucking around type of guy. You know what I mean? Like if you ever watched one of his live question and answer streams, when people start asking stupid questions in the chat, he just is like, watch my videos or get the fuck out of here.
all right, never mind then.
He's like, this is to him, it's too important to fuck around with. You know, I'm still thinking it's okay to fuck around with.
Of course it is. Come on, man. Gotta have a little fun. We definitely know you would, Crazy Cat. But he might actually.
I think he does.
Do you think he has the ability, though, Jim, to talk down at like the basic level rather than because I think he thinks he's talking at a basic level, but I don't know what the fuck he's saying half the time.
He was on Rogan, I think, about 7 months ago, and it was pretty whatever you want to call it, like, you know, for the layman, for Rogan,
right?
You know, for Rogan to understand, it was all right.
He's at that level? He was on Joe Rogan's show?
Oh yeah. He's a
fucking hell. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, huh.
You know, he streams, you know, collaborates with like Graham Hancock and Randall Carlson and Jimmy Corsetti and you know, Brothers of the Serpent and what else? The other ones, Unexplored X or Exploration X or something.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, he's got a big change. I don't know. I think he's got almost 1 million subs.
Science is an invention of humankind. If every human mind suddenly disappeared from the universe, where would science remain? There would be no more science. Because that's like language, though, too, right? It's all made up. You know, well, just because it says blue, don't mean shit. It's just fucking letters. What is blue? It's a color. They're not real things or made up things that we tried to put a label on, Julio. You know what I'm saying? Like all this language stuff is just language to try to make people understand what they think it should be. But blue is blue because somebody said that's blue. Mm-hmm. Who the fuck said that was blue? Who's the first person that goes blue?
Well, science, language, they're all measurements and descriptions of things, a phenomenon. Whether
they're made
up,
the same
they're
word. Made up.
Well, everything is made up. Every word, every
science is made
imperfect.
Up. Right.
Well, it's necessarily so. But the phenomenon of nature would still exist without all of that.
No, but the science would be gone. There would be no more science of us knowing how this works or why it does what it does.
Science would still exist. We just wouldn't know how to explain it.
Well, but science is an invention of humankind. Nature is nature. That's not science.
No,
We
science
just
is
turned it
purely
into a
measurement.
science by studying it, right? Nature was
Yeah,
already
you're
there.
just going like this. You're writing it down. You're figuring out the patterns and the predictability of it.
Right.
The power of science isn't necessarily control, as some people do. Obvious science is predictability, is knowing what's coming. Which is, I mean, the same reason that guy, the solar flare guy, takes all that serious. He probably does have a significantly deeper understanding of everything that's involved in all that. I mean, we might all sort of brush it off as sort of inconsequential because we're not going to be able to do anything about it anyway. But that power is the power of science. You need to know things. Like for me, in every job I've ever had, the most crucial thing for me to learn first was what everybody else who's done it before knew. So I knew how not to make their mistakes, at least quite as bad as they did.
But again, because again, we're inventing something that we think somebody needs, so we make a thing to make that thing work for reasons that no other thing on this planet does, except for maybe an ant colony, right? Other than that, everybody else is just kind of existing, getting their meat and finding a place to sleep on the fucking desert floor or the jungle floor or wherever they're living. But we have to do all this functionality shit for everything. Every fucking thing, like everything's a fucking process for us. Like we over process everything.
So say for instance, if Einstein hadn't have done the math for the theory of relativity, right? Or if someone hadn't come up with it, right? We wouldn't be able to have GPS systems, right, for instance, because of the time dilation between the surface of the Earth and then the outer atmosphere.
But what does GPS really do for us? Except
tells you where to go.
No. We knew how to get where to go before I had a fucking GPS because I had a map and I could read a map. I used to have the ability to be able to drive someplace once, maybe twice, and always go back. Now I can go to the same place 50 times and I still turn on my fucking GPS. It's got to get started.
I used to visit in-laws who lived in Alabama
and could leave your drawer. Driveway.
Hold on. So we would drive 17 hours down to their place from where I live. And I'm like, all right, you ready to go home? Everybody's ready to go home. And my in-law would start, okay, here's the map. You need to go here, here. And I'm going, no, we're not fucking following the map. I have a GPS. That's where we're going. And he used to, me and my wife used to get in fights. She's like, oh, it's a backup here. We got to take a side road. I'm like, the fuck are you, Magellan all of a sudden? We're following the GPS based on science. Like, it used to drive me crazy.
I didn't even use GPS till like 2015. Just because
all I know is I get lost a lot less with GPS.
Yes. Yeah.
But don't you feel like you can't remember where you go anymore when you go somewhere new? Like you don't remember how you got there. You just followed the fucking blue line on your phone or your GPS. So you don't know the roads. You don't know the name of the roads you're on. You don't even know when you cross into different states. You're just following the blue line. It's
well, for me to avoid that, I try to repeat things in my head. If I know I'm trying to learn something.
It's not old age, Dan. Dude, I drive all fucking day, every day. It's not old age. It's just that easy thing of type in the address and the fucking things on your screen, and some chick or dude's gonna say I turn that voice shit off though. I'd rather look at the screen and hear somebody's, because Google over talks like Jesus Christ, shut up.
Kind of naggy. Yeah.
It's
like phone numbers too, Dave. Like I don't know my kids' phone numbers off the top of my head, but I remember phone numbers from my friends in high school because you had to remember them.
I have never called my mother-in-law, but I know her fucking phone number for 30 years. I know my wife's cell phone number and my cell phone number, but nobody else's. I could not tell you somebody else's phone number that I know. I used to know them all. Remember? We didn't write that shit down.
You had to.
Yeah.
And then
it took 45 seconds to dial it when we had to dial, the rotary phones.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Humans are limited by sense perceptions. Did I say something to make me sound stupider than I already am? Did I say something that
Did you disagree with me?
I've never called my mother-in-law. I've never had a reason to call my mother-in-law ever.
Yeah.
Only reason I know the number is because my wife used to live there when we were dating. So I knew the number from that. But other than that, science allows us to do things with such ease and simplicity. We have the opportunity to take the energy wasted on menial tasks and repurpose for loftier pursuits.
Well, you would think that's the idea, but
you would hope that was what the outcome was. But there's a lot of people that don't do shit or even try to do anything hard, Jim.
There's probably phone numbers that you know, Dave, that you've never called at all, ever, because they were repeated over and over again on television when you were a kid. Like, there was this commercial for Empire Carpet, 588-2300 Empire. Like, I never bought fucking carpet in my life, but that fucking number is in my head, and I'll never get rid of it.
It still plays here, dude. Still plays.
Whoever wrote that jingle, I hope he's a millionaire because it was brilliant.
It's been playing for like 40 years.
Or that fucking 8675309. Jenny. Yeah. Jim wrote it. Yeah, sure he did. Humans have no lofty pursuits. I don't think we're all not going anywhere. I think there are plenty of people with lofty pursuits.
As long as it's not lofty pixels.
Yeah. Well,
gotcha.
You guys talk. I'll be right back. My grandson's calling me for something.
I so miss out on all of those jokes that you all make about all the other like YouTubers. I know who they all are. I've like seen them as guests on other shows.
I think calling
anytime I've ever tried
a YouTuber is kind of a stretch.
Well, he's like a guest on them a lot, I guess. But
he's an editor and does editing for. Used to do editing for Jeremy the Quartering and go on the Flashcast and get kicked off all the time when Flash got drunk because Flash didn't like his opinions.
I've never quite got this how these people have gained an audience. Like
me, I watch YouTube in the background when I'm working. Even if it's shitty, I'll watch it just to have something to listen to.
I mean, like I've watched YouTube exclusively now for quite a few years, basically, like instead of like network television or anything like that. But I've just never really been able to understand like people who are not, or like some people, like especially Yellow Flash, somebody who is dumber than the average. Why the fuck do you want to sit there and listen to them? He's not even funny.
Right. So, Jim, what do we got here?
This is the protest going on in Chicago right now.
Isn't Kamala speaking tonight?
Yeah, she's supposed to be. Supposedly Beyonce's going to sing, so maybe Beyonce's going to go 0 for 2 on singing for presidential candidates at the convention. That would be great.
Aren't black people being overrepresented in this convention lately?
Well, no, dude. The country is like 90% black if you look at
the
DNC.
Oh,
yeah.
All right. That's fair.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah.
And the other 10% is gay, trans things.
And all the protesters are white people?
Pretty much.
Are we supposed to be watching something?
No, I just asked because he had some cyberfrog stuff down here too.
That's my stuff I did today, the cyberfrog stuff. If anyone wants to see it, they're a minute long. There's 2 different ones. I mean, they're kind of the same, but they're different graphics.
All right, well, we'll play them.
I will.
The Vispis invasion has happened. Cyberfrog awakens after 20 years in hibernation. His mother, Kilsin, is missing. He's offline and separated from Salamandroid. Cyberfrog tracks Heather using the microbead he implanted years ago. He finds her living in the woods with her daughter Lily and a band of survivors, but he was followed by a pack of murder hornets. Can he fulfill his mission? Will the survivors view him as a savior or a scourge? All Caps Comics presents Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet, written and drawn by Ethan Van Sciver, colors by Kyle Ritter, letters by Eric Weathers. Available today at the Cyberfrog eBay store.
Cyberfrog 3 Red Extermination is available for pre-order at Indiegogo.
Just going really crazy with the stacking of them in that short format.
Dave, I thought you were turning off ads for the stream.
Pretty funny there, Julio.
See how the voice echoed there a few times? Because
Yeah.
like I didn't realize I was multi-layering, like multi-tracking the voice. Like Julio, you know what multi-tracking a voice is?
I do.
I mean, you guys are both recording, so you know when you like double track a voice.
Yeah,
I
you-
ended up doing that without intending to do that.
Oh, you put the audio
I had
in there
multiple.
twice.
Yeah, well, I had because the video had the audio, and then I had a piece. I didn't pull the audio. I didn't separate the audio from the video, and so each video has its own audio, and so
So this is just the intro to your.
that was a short, Crazy Cat. You got to do a vertical for a short on YouTube.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. If you're vertical, how are you short? I don't get that. That does not
No,
make
you
it
have to
tall.
do like you have to set the settings at 9:16 or something. I think it is 9:16 or whatever.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
tall, not short.
That's
that's what they want, tall and skinny for shorts on YouTube. I didn't make the rules.
Yeah, it's a weird YouTube thing.
Yeah.
It can't be in landscape mode.
This
Has
one
been-
is
The
in
Vis
landscape mode.
invasion has happened. Cyberfrog awakens after 20 years in hibernation. His mother,
Sounds
Kilsin,
like you
is
like
missing.
sucked on nitrous
He's
or something.
offline and separated from Salamandroid. Cyberfrog tracks Heather using the microbead he implanted years ago. He finds her living in the woods with her daughter Lily and a band of survivors, but he was followed by a pack of murder hornets. Can he fulfill his mission? Will the survivors view him as a savior or a scourge? All Caps Comics presents Cyberfrog Wreck Planet, written and drawn by Ethan Van Sciver, colors by Kyle Ritter, letters by Eric Weathers. Available today at the Cyberfrog eBay store. Cyberfrog 3 Red Extermination is available for pre-order at Indiegogo.
I like how you keep all the stuff popping in and out off to the sides.
You do, or are you being funny?
No, he
No,
does.
I like that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I like that.
So are these
Yeah,
for
I'll-
comics that I can actually buy, or
Yeah.
these comics that
Yeah.
aren't finished?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they
And these are
finished?
comics I have. Those
Oh.
all those covers are books. My covers that I
His
took
pictures,
of.
yeah. So, I like
Well,
the second.
Crazy
I like the
Cat,
second
I
one
just
better.
Try to talk like this for you.
I like the second one better. Jim, just so
Okay. Yeah.
if you're looking for an opinion.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, I was going to ask you: is that what pitch are you using on your soundboard for your voice? Because that is not you talking.
I'm using the same one I'm using now.
So after you do this for your
Which
10
setting?
minutes, does it just kill your voice?
Yeah, I have to like.
Purposely lower my voice.
It almost sounds like a cousin of Hank Hill.
Shut up, Bobby.
Yeah, it's very close.
Definitely.
The music and the voice make it look like Jim is trying to lure women into his van.
Actually, Jim, you need to actually try to do some of those videos as Hank Hill. Now we have to hear it.
Hey, that'd be great. Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby. Oh my God. Yeah, that's awesome. So we have
I'll sell propane and propane accessories.
And cyber
correct.
comics.
I have a clip that I want to play before we get started with the
There's
Dulce
quite a,
stuff.
I saw Katie did put out a couple clips just in the past hour.
That's what I'm playing, Jim.
Sorry, Dave.
I was getting ready to give Katie her credit. I have a couple clips, both of Nick. One is about Yellow Flash, and one is about
I
Andrew.
hate that fucking yellow flash.
Well, I don't know if you watched the videos yet. So I'd like to be surprised when I watch this stuff. So
You know why they call him yellow flash?
Because he eats
That's
trash.
Because he drinks all that piss from the Soskas.
Oh God, it's funny, but I didn't want to hear that.
Everyone laugh at the funny joke. Ha ha!
Jim should always use this voice.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown. I amuse you. I make you laugh. I'm here to fucking amuse you. How the fuck am I funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? Tell me. Tell me what's fun.
Well, I wish you'd explain it to me sometime, Buster.
There you go. So let's watch Nick. Name of this is Nick Ricada. Oh hi Flash. This is a Katie Did's channel clip. Katie is always finding the good stuff. I didn't even know she really watched much Nick Ricada stuff. So it's good that this got clipped.
Looking outside myself and looking in, you go, all right. So when one of your
if you guys want me to pause, tell me.
fellow creators or whatever engages in something, or I shouldn't say engages, is engaged in something that is massively controversial, and there's a bunch of ways to go. A lot of creators, I'll tell you straight out, do an analysis. And they go, where did the chips fall on this? Where does my audience fit on the issues? What kind of positions have I taken in the past? And despite the fact that so many of them are flat fucking retards. Hi, Flash.
Hi, Flash.
Oh, man. Oh, you fucking idiot. Despite the fact that some of them are flat fucking retarded. Oh, hey, Flash, I wonder why you're biased towards the state, buddy. Why would that be? Despite that some of them are flat fucking flash-tarded. They're very savvy at the business that they're in. They're very, very savvy and conscious in their decisions. This is the one thing that's really bothered me about every fucking stupid community I've been a part of, from IBS, The Sector.
He had that irritated bowel syndrome. That was a group.
No, that's
Damn. Gee, that's exactly what I just heard. He just called Yellow Flash retarded, though. I like it. I like it.
Skate through non-comic skate, through the anime shit, through LawTube and that faggotry, and these just shit people all over the place. There are so many of them. So many of them are just sitting there. They're calculating, conniving little opinion factories with none of their own. And you can watch it because their opinions are malleable based on who the subject is and what their audience thinks about the subject of the opinion before the contents of the opinion. And you'll notice
he was watching some of the slum streams.
consistency.
What's that?
I think he was watching some of the slum streams. It's exactly what I think.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, go like Matt Barwickle's channel and listen to him, and it's all like a big collective trying to consolidate around who's ever sounding the toughest at the time.
Oh, it was Internet Blood Sports. Is that what it was called? Okay.
No, Internet Blood Sports were good back in like 2016. There was good shit going on then. That's where Worski got his start.
Okay.
Between the issues that they're talking about evaporates when the subject is friendly or a foe. Right? Dr. Disrespect lovers. I'll care about to cheer him till Dr. Disrespect's talking to him. They did Doc dirty. They did him wrong. He admitted to it. But anyway, that consistency goes right in the fucking gutter. Because while they're very calculated people in how they extract money, they're not thoughtful people. And again, if any of you think Yellow Flash is a thoughtful person, I just implore you to listen to him for more than 35 seconds. And you can dispel that notion immediately. But hey, all these people are just giving my honest opinion. Whatever it is. Oh my God. It's a shame, really.
Yeah, I think one thing, they are giving their honest opinions a lot of the time. But that calculation that he's describing occurs, doesn't even necessarily consciously occur to them all the time. I still think it does, but I think they're just so ingrained in the, hatefulness and spitefulness that it's like second nature to them.
I don't know, man. I think they wait to see what this guy says so that they can come out and say pretty close to the same thing. It's all so close. It's all so fucking close to what they say. They're all saying the same thing, just in a different presentation, right? Ryan's the hyper one. Yellow Flash is the dumb fuck. Gary's the well-produced one with, he does it twice a week making videos, and then he does his live streams.
Well, I think it's similar to politics. So I'm not going to get into politics, but you think about all the people who have the exact same thoughts, and you go, they can't really all think this way.
Well,
some of them are faking it.
Well, it's like Hollywood actors, right? It's Hollywood actors, right? Like they get their marching papers, Hollywood actors, so that they can, try to have people. But that was our whole reason we thought we watched those guys, because they were against all that shit. Then we watch enough of it, and you go, none of this shit is really honest. Like, if it was honest, Julio and Nick, there would be something they could tell us it's good. Something's good somewhere. Somehow there's got to be something good that people can watch that's made post 2022. There just got to be. And it can't be the little independent movie from fucking Denmark or whatever called Sisu. That can't be the only good thing, or One Piece on Netflix. That's the only two good things they've ever told me to watch, is Sisu and One Piece. And that's Gary. If it's
people
new.
Consolidate onto opinions. I think that's a really good way to think about it. Especially stupid people, they realize what's popular, and so they train themselves subconsciously to only have opinions that conform to that. Okay. Yellow Flash is a retard. He's not, really thinking about all this shit. He just knows what's popular, and then he's conditioned to do that. That's why I say it's not necessarily plotted and planned out. It's just
dude, he does 3 videos
there's
a
an
day.
Endless bag of ideas.
He does 3 videos a day, 5 days a week.
I think it is planned out for the people who...
There's not an endless bag of ideas. They're stupid people. They're going to go on to the easy idea.
Well, that's the point. Yellow Flash has no ideas, because he does 3 videos a day every day, and they're all hate content. They're all, this is failing, they hate you, MCU, all the bullshit that you see every day. Disney's failing, Marvel's failing. 3 times a day, every day, 5 days a week, and he expects to get anywhere from 50 to 75,000 views per video 3 times a day, just because reasons. Yep. All he does is read stupid articles.
I think you're right.
Well, again, that goes to my point of why they get views. It's confirmation bias. People want to hear what they already think. But
Nick's not criticizing the viewer. Nick's criticizing the creator.
Yeah, but they're part of the same cycle. The audience and the creator are part of the same ecosystem. You can't understand one without understanding the other.
Well, we used to watch it too. We used to watch it. Yeah. We backed the fuck out because we got a brain. We have a brain, and I guarantee you, those 60,000 people have turned over many. I wasn't conditioned. I was looking for somebody that thought like I did. I found it, and after about 6 months, I said, "Wait a minute, this is the same shit I've been hearing forever from these guys. I'm out."
I think if people are
you just described what I'm saying, though. You were looking for somebody who thought like you did. Until you eventually eventually it clicked within you. And I think it didn't click with a lot of people, because everybody saw, okay, how long are we going to bitch about Star Wars and Disney, right? I mean, everybody has like a natural time limit on that. The creators have an incentive to keep that going. So it's naturally not going to occur to them first. It's going to occur to the audience first. And that's what happened.
Right.
We all didn't know each other when we all had that idea. EVS hadn't started doing what he was doing when we had that idea. But we all had the idea roughly the same time.
Red Scorpion, I agree. And the problem is, like I've said before, it's people who expect to be a professional YouTuber. They have to start being disingenuous or they're not going to pay the rent. That's the way
Well, if they quit their job, yes. If they're
right.
If this is fun.
You should never chase the money. Let the money chase you. Do what you're passionate about. And you hope people gravitate to that. But it's clear some of these people in these panels, I don't know why I'm in this. I'm not the best panelist, but what do they bring? They're just parroting what the host says all the time. It's crazy.
You're here because I like talking to you.
Thank you, Dave.
That's why you're here. Like, this is not an idealistic show. This is a show that we talk about shit that we care about or we don't care about, and we just make fun of it. But
right, we have jobs, Dave, that pay the rent. This is fun.
Yeah, this
is what the fuck. Well, okay, Jim doesn't have a job, but he pays the rent.
No, but Jim earned enough to not have to work anymore a long time ago. So God bless Jim. I didn't do that because I spent my money.
I hear you. I have to watch my money, but whatever, same thing.
Yeah, I think sometimes the conversations where you don't agree are more productive and
agree.
Learn more. You know,
absolutely.
Hear things that you might not agree with, and
But not everybody's capable of disagreeing, and like, okay, so even here, just the conversation we have now, this would have broken most of these zero streams and cultures for a little bit,
Oh yeah,
there would have been drama for weeks just about that little interchange that we all just had.
That's a good point. If somebody disagrees with Gary in his stream, they may come back on. You know what I mean?
That's exactly how important it is, Jim. But people get so butthurt over nothing that they will actually lose friendships over that little 2-minute back and forth between us. 2 minutes ago, it's stupid.
It does represent the gradient of intelligence. Smart, secure people can disagree on things.
That's what I figured. I'm just responding to Woad. Go ahead, Nick. I was not interrupting.
No, I was trying to read Woad's comment now. So.
Oh yeah, he would have been here, but he was talking about he's got to paint those figures for his buddy before that 40K thing this weekend. So
I watched Woad on your 40K stream like a couple months ago, Dave.
He's great.
He's talented. Fucking hell, the shit he was, the kit bashing and the painting.
Well,
right.
Woad just got to DM me and let me know which Saturday we need. Saturday afternoon, we're going to do another 40K stream. Chris Gore's meltdown was great. It was so good, man.
Which one? When he went nuts on Tom Connors on Midnight's Edge?
No, Chris Gore. Oh yeah. When he went nuts, it was fucking great.
Yep,
it was great.
He's like, I'm out. Ahead with you assholes.
I just tried watching D-Day Cobra, watching the DNC. You know what that is, man. That's just who wants to hear anything that the DNC has to say. It's not going to be good.
The one reason I don't watch Jeremy is I don't want to watch a guy whose voice cracks every time he tries to sound tough, trying to sound tough.
Yep.
Right.
It's like,
Black the waist down, that's what he says in between his shout outs.
Great.
What's up, buddy? How are you, man?
Fucking punk.
It has been a while. You're welcome to come on anytime you want, man. Like tomorrow or Saturday night, we'll probably do another late night stream because that was fun. Start like at 10 or 10:30 and do that. Yeah, I agree. I that's why I hate that Chris kind of got fucking sucked into Gary's world. Because now he's reviewing Marvel movies and shit when he was just doing the indie stuff and having a good time with Alan Ng and all this other stuff. I know it grew his channel and all that stuff, which is what people are on the internet trying to do all the time, I suppose.
Chris Gore did a documentary on G4. And so he was on a lot of streams at that point trying to hustle his movie or documentary, which was actually really good. but I think he got sick of Midnight's Edge just because he was like, really, I don't have to deal with these people.
Well, he didn't watch the fucking movie. That
Which
was
one?
what he was pissed off about. Midnight's Edge was commenting on a movie that he hasn't even watched yet. And he says, I don't have to watch it because I know what it's about.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yep.
And Chris lost his fucking mind. He's a professional movie reviewer. Why would you tell a movie reviewer you don't have to watch a movie if you're going to give your fucking review of the movie? You don't do that, dude.
I like Chris. I think his channel's I don't know. He seems passionate about independent film.
It's just like this channel, dude. It's very unproduced. It's him and Alan talking to each other weekly. There's no production value put in it, right? Chris just gets in front of his camera. Alan gets in front of his camera, and they just talk. It's just fun. I just don't catch them all the time. Too busy.
I was going to ask a question. I don't know if it's a stupid question.
Am I freezing up?
No, not that I know of.
Okay, I just want to make sure because you guys are freezing up to be able to make sure I'm not freezing up to you guys.
What's your question, Jim?
What?
You had said you had a question.
You had a question.
Oh, I forgot.
I'm not surprised.
Huh?
Dementia setting in early. Well, probably not too early for you. I mean, you're
What?
getting pretty up there.
Huh? Isn't this our time, Mr. Hand? No, I was gonna say, why is it D-Day Cobra? Is it like a take on D-Day from Animal House and Cobra Commander, or is it like
He's
Marion
a G.I.
Cobretti?
Joe. G.I.
Why
Joe.
D-Day?
Isn't that a G.I. Joe character? I don't know. I don't watch the show. I think that's.
I don't
D-Day
remember no
is
G.I. Joe character named
the
D-Day.
Storming of Normandy.
I know that, but what I'm saying is like the D-Day Cobra. Like I just didn't like. Was there like a story there?
No, he's trying to sound tough, and he's actually a pussy. That's why he got D-Day Cobra.
Okay. I thought he was like trying to be like the funny guy that played the thing on his throat in Animal House, and Cobra like Marion Cobretti. Maybe his real name is Marion. I don't know.
Like, I like G.I. Joe too, but I'm not trying to act like I belong in that universe or something. Fucking
So it is.
childish
So
and insane.
D-Day Cobra. I thought I for sure knew that. I thought the Cobra was a G.I. Joe thing, but not the
Cobra.
D-Day.
I think it's like supposed to be like Cobra Commander, but the D-Day thing that had me thrown for.
Well, Red Scorpion and Elemental both think it has to do with Doris Day.
Okay.
That makes a little bit more sense. I mean, especially Doris Day is a gay icon. I mean, it does make sense.
Oh, okay. And then Cobra is the term like they use it for a snake's head, like someone's penis. So he's talking about he wants dick. Okay, I get
What's
it.
that motion look like? What's that motion look like?
Like chicken.
Chicken head.
Yeah.
Did you guys?
I get it now. All right.
Did you watch Ethan today? I guess he's a Star Wars fan.
Oh yeah, he's
a Star Wars fan. Yeah.
They've been boycotting.
He said
he's been triggering me all fucking day long. When he's typing out Obi-Wan, he forgets the fucking dash in the middle.
I think he's trolling.
He said he couldn't stop watching. He said he couldn't stop watching that fucking
the Acolyte show or something.
No, the one Obi-Wan show. He said he watched the entire thing straight through. Fell asleep in the first half hour last night. Woke up today and watched the rest 6 episodes and couldn't stop watching. He enjoyed the shit out of it. I don't know if he's fucking around or not, dude. I don't know if he's just being the anti for the sake of being the anti to all the losers or the zeros.
This is kind of
he's always loved Star Wars. We
were talking
to get back into it.
Who gives a shit if he likes it or not?
Oh, I know, but I think
who cares? Draw your.
There was a boycott. He had a boycott because of the Gina Carano stuff.
I think all he said was the only thing I think that his take was that he thought the Obi-Wan show was okay.
He said he couldn't stop watching.
He
went into enjoyed the shit out of it. He said he enjoyed it.
You know, like all these people, like he said.
I mean, all his feelings were largely the same as mine about it.
Yeah, he said all their complaints about that. Well, Leia never met Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he was basically saying like, well, you don't know that just because it's possible that this happened, and you know, she was a little girl, so maybe Obi-Wan didn't remember her and would remember her father. You know, like so when she left the message on R2D2, it could have been the message.
He knows
you
who the fuck
my
Leia
father
is.
and all this stuff.
I'm Leia Organa. Oh, I wonder who the fuck you are.
I watched the show. I thought it was.
They wrote it in such a way. They wrote everything in such a way.
You thought it was okay?
You go back.
5 out of 10.
Understandable.
I'm gonna tell you, dude.
offensive.
As much as that shit I used to watch, I never heard one positive thing about that show.
Well, because a lot of the things you listen to probably are people who are trying to make money off YouTube.
Well, they couldn't understand.
They
couldn't understand why the black chick was in the show. What the fuck was her purpose?
She was kind of annoying. I agree with that, but it wasn't
the
like
actress.
train wreck. It wasn't the worst thing that's ever been on TV. It was just kind of whatever. 6 episodes.
If they had a better actress, I think, because I mean, especially when you got like Ewan McGregor in there, you know, and some other really good actors, and someone who's she's just not a great actress. I mean, she's not like horrible, but it wasn't good for that part. I thought.
I think people wanted to see Ewan McGregor, not these other side characters.
Right. So Andrew for 5, thank you, sir. He said he liked Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and his fans are mad about it and claiming he loved it. This is where the crossover comes in, right? So this is where the people that still hate their Disney stuff, but like Ethan, this is when this shit will really come out. If Ethan keeps making shit like he likes, he's gonna say he's like. I did see what everybody in the chat last night when I was watching him. They said watch Andor if you're going to watch modern Star Wars, because a lot of people seem to like Andor more than any of the other stuff than that Disney's put out. But that was not even. Wasn't that Ridley Scott or somebody, or who did that?
I would say if I had my choice, I would watch Empire Strikes Back and or Attack of the Clones.
That was pretty good, Jim.
Deadpan Jim. Yeah, so that's a thing, Red Scorpion. Like it's so slow. Like but I don't mind I don't always mind a slow show. If the world is fun, like if you notice things in the world like that are cool, because that's my problem with these Disney shows, like Obi-Wan or the Mandalorian. There's nothing exciting in the world. It's boring ass, just fucking plain shit to look at. There's nothing cool.
Wouldn't they be better off just doing more cartoons? Like Andrew Rowland says that the Clone War cartoons was the best Star Wars ever. And
well, that's what Ahsoka was. Ahsoka was very much in the vein of the Clone Wars.
That's what I'm saying, but they should just.
I mean, obviously the character comes
because
from
then you don't have to worry about having actors that can actually act in the parts. You could make them whatever color you want.
Yeah, you do. You need the voice actor.
Well, voice actors. He doesn't.
Yeah.
So they could be any color. No one knows what they look like.
I agree with Andrew. The original Tartakovsky Clone Wars, the little 3-minute animated.
Yeah, I love those.
Those were so great. Yeah, really cool.
Yeah, my older brother. We were both obviously adults already at the time. When those original ones were coming
Brandon
out.
Tartikoff was a great quarterback.
And
his cousin
we would
Fran
get
was
off our
pretty
office
good, too.
jobs and rush home to watch those.
Yeah.
Smoke a bong too.
There you go.
Yeah. I
Jim with the deep pull on the Fran Tarkenton.
I caught it though, right?
I
caught it. Yeah. So I don't know what any of this animated Star Wars shit is because I don't watch Star Wars. It doesn't matter to me.
This is like 20 years old, I think, right?
I'm just saying I don't watch after the fucking third original movie. They're all gone.
Well, it's all like it's like Star Trek, just a hell of a lot less gay.
Oh, okay.
Well, guys, that was fun. Nick's been a pleasure to have on the show before, but
I didn't even hear what he said.
He said Star Wars is a hell of a lot less gay than Star Trek. Should
I will never miss an opportunity to do this.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm getting ganged up on here. So
I've been doing Star Wars shit postings for a long time.
Oh,
I don't know.
I thought you were a Star Wars fan.
I am a Star Wars ship posting.
I thought.
I do ship. You love Star Wars. I mean, you got to know the jokes to be able to make them.
What were you saying, Jim?
Says the era of epic movie is over. It's all popcorn flicks now. I don't know, man. Oppenheimer was a biopic that was 3 hours long. It made $1 billion fucking dollars.
I thought that movie was great.
I loved it. I had a great time. I own it on 4K.
It made me hate the government even more.
Exactly. And that what's that Quentin Tarantino movie, the Hollywood
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Fucking watched it about a month ago. Oh, dude, I own it's so fucking good. That is, and it's a slow ride, man. But it's Brad Pitt and fucking what's his name, Jim? Brad and
yeah.
Who's the other guy in the movie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember his name now.
I can't
Brad
either.
Pitt, Leonardo
Gilbert Grape.
DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo. It's Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, dude. It is so fucking good because really the movie's about a down and out actor in Leonardo who's a Western star, and his stuntman Brad Pitt, and they kind of run into the Manson family, dude. Yeah.
Whoops.
And they live next door to Sharon Tate. It's a whole fucking thing, dude. It's really fucking good. Jesus Christ. That last 10 minutes of that movie is fucking rough. But it's typical Tarantino, fucking brutal.
It's really great too when you when you realize that it's actually the story of Clint Eastwood's life.
Right.
Up until the point of him stopping the murders.
Right. Yeah, so that's exactly right. Yeah, like dude, you've never seen a Julio?
No, I don't watch movies hardly ever.
Dude,
I probably should start watching.
Put 3 hours to the side one day, even while you're working. Put it on your computer, and you might not get any work done because, dude, it's fucking good.
I'll get my son over here. I'll watch it with him. He's always looking to hang out.
Yeah,
he's 24. That's old enough, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that extended edition.
I will give you a warning though. You're gonna see some dirty feet in it.
I've heard Tarantino enjoys feet. God bless.
Man, the movies. I mean, you got Bruce Lee in the movie. All this shit.
I've seen that meme.
Yeah, you got Bruce Lee. You got Steve McQueen.
Yep.
You got Roman Polanski.
Yep. Sharon Tate.
Yeah, Sharon Tate.
Sorry, Nicholas. I interrupted you.
No, it's okay.
That's yeah. I know, Charles. That's like everybody. We're like, I try to not watch as many live streamers anymore on YouTube. I watch just like content that people make, like produce stuff, Julio. Because again, a lot of the live streamers that I used to like, I don't like anymore. Nick doesn't live stream much at all anymore. So he's not like, I used to be able to start every day in the morning and drive for 3 hours and listen to Nick for 3 hours. Right. But he doesn't stream enough anymore for that. So I just listen to produce stuff, but I do try to watch one Korean movie a week. I love Korean action movies, dude. They don't fuck around. They do not fuck around. Just, they have fun with their movies. I like it.
Don't forget, Crazy Cat. I can ban you from the chat.
No, you will not. No, you will not.
What do you all think about just real quick, the new, did you like The Crow, the movie, the original movie with Brandon Lee?
The first date I ever took my wife on.
Is that right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, see, I heard the new one's coming out this weekend, and I heard it's just getting wrecked.
Dude, it looks like shit.
Is this rumor I heard that there's no guns in the movie at all? Is that true?
No, dude, he gets fucking shot 1,000,000 times in the trailer. Like he just
Why
keeps.
was someone saying there's no guns in the movie?
I don't know, because he's getting shot over and over and over again. Like
there may be a reason there's no guns in the movie, but okay, I got you, Jim.
No, it does not look good. I'm gonna go see that new movie about the island we were talking about the other night with our boy.
Fantasy Island, Grindhouse, Fantasy Island.
Yeah, basically is what it is. I'm gonna go see that. But Julio, you're gonna go see Alien this weekend, right? With your boy.
Yep.
Yeah. Jim, I wish you would go see it with your boy or something. I think you'll like it, man. I I think
I
you'll
already
like it.
saw more movies in the theater this year than I have in the past 5 years combined.
That's fine, but dude, if you can go and have a good time, it's fun. I love going to the theater when the movies are good. I do. I mean,
I hate the people you have to deal with in public.
Dude, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, don't
I
go
start
to the,
wanting to.
don't go to the new
I start-
release that first weekend. Go to the new release the following week. Always be a week behind, so when you get there the next Friday, it's not overly crowded with all the dumbasses, and you're fine. Or live in a small town like I do, where the theater holds 150 people, and there's 6 people there, so that's great. Yeah, it does look terrible, man. It just looks looks overproduced. Like, it just feels, it doesn't even feel good.
It's getting pummeled by the critics, and people are saying it's going to make like $8 million on opening weekend, like Borderlands level.
Borderlands is already digital after 11 days. They put it up on digital. Holy fuck. I will never watch that movie because I do not want any kind of memory in my brain about that movie when I can go play the game. I'll just go play the fucking game.
What thing I think is a little funny, all these guys, especially all these.
Holy shit, Charles, are you really drinking a Pappy 23-year right now?
Was that Nicholas? I didn't hear you.
Saying that the Crow is like goth emo shit. And all these quote unquote conservative people that are actually concerned about it being ruined is a little silly.
I agree with that, but I'm just saying the reviews have come out and it's legit supposed to be.
Well, yeah, I'm not doubting it.
Why do they have to remake? Why would they have to remake that movie? I don't understand what the.
Well, it's not remaking the movie necessarily. I mean, the comic. I mean, the comic was hell of a lot more gay emo-ish than even the original movie.
No, what I'm saying is that movie came out in the 90s.
Yep, right. 94.
Yeah, I remember I was 13 when it came out. So
I mean, so why are they already, 30 years later, redoing a movie like that? I mean, why?
How many times have they redone? How many times have they redone Spider-Man this century?
But it's not always the same exact movie. Though.
It's not the same guy.
It's not the same.
It's also a comic. Yeah, it's true though. Crow's a comic though, Jim. First and foremost, it is a comic, right?
Gay emo comic.
I do. When I think of the Crow, I think of the 90s. It's like of its time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's because I guarantee you a bunch of people that went to see that movie didn't even know it was a comic.
Probably not.
Right? Like
they
had no idea the source was a comic book. So that's okay too. I mean, I'm sure I've been to a lot of stuff in my life that was based on a book or a comic that I never knew it was, and nobody's ever told me. Nobody remembers a comic they remember. That's what I think too. I think if fucking Brandon Lee would not have got killed on that set, that movie would not live in infamy like it does today. Because it's not a great movie. It's a movie that they made.
The aesthetic of it was of its time, like right there. So I think it would have been popular anyway. And I think, unfortunately, Brandon Lee dying made it more popular. It's like or no.
I think it was ahead of its time a little bit, the way they filmed it and the lighting and the stuff they did. Like if they would have done it more along the style of like Sin City.
It's a great movie. Yeah.
Like it would.
But we already had Batman. We had already had Burton Batmans out, dude.
That's you know what, those things were fucking garbage.
That was another gay emo movie.
Burton Batmans were gay.
Yeah, they were garbage.
Gay emo.
That was way.
I loved him as a little kid. I loved him as absolutely loved him as a little kid. But
so what am I? I'm 100% wrong about what? What am I wrong about?
All of it.
Oh, it's a great. It had a huge impact. It's a great. That movie did not have a huge impact. The Crow, his death had a huge impact, not the movie.
It was like
that movie caused
definitely helped usher in. It did help usher in that theme in movies and other fiction for a while, I think. Crazy Cat's not
because of
completely
that, because of
retarded.
that movie, they
Only
cleaned up Detroit
99%.
completely. They got rid of all the abandoned houses. They don't have Devil's Night anymore.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
It's all better. They brought all the factories back. It's great.
I don't know movies. You're right. I won't talk about movies anymore, Crazy Cat.
Oh, stop it.
Crazy Cat
know,
started wearing eyeliner because of the
fucking
crow. I think that's what
Wolverine and Deadpool are garbage. Or Deadpool and Wolverine are garbage.
Okay. I need to address Dan Blackbright in the chat. Okay. The Fantasy Island.
In your deep
Grindhouse
voice.
Fantasy Island, the Grindhouse Fantasy Island is very good for what it is. It's almost like a spoof of Fantasy Island. All right. The Burton Batmans and the Schumacher Batman movies were over the top retarded. Like you could
That's
see the fake shit flapping around on the cars, and it's like it didn't even nothing looked real. It all you could tell it was all fake.
Yeah, that's every
the-
single Burton movie.
You know, like Edward Scissor. It was like Edward Scissorhands became Batman.
I loved I feel like blessed to have had Tim Burton movies when I was a little kid because it did sort of expand your view of the world, like to be able to look at the darker stuff with a little bit of a childlike innocent eye and stuff.
I mean,
I
but like
thought that
Jack
was
Nicholson, great actor, but he sucked as the Joker.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, that was just.
I was like 8 or 9 when that movie came out, maybe 10.
The hype for that movie, and Jim, you probably remember because we're about
Oh, the
same
hype
age.
for the original Batman
was
movie! Oh my god, it was
massive.
everywhere. I mean, dude, I saw it 4 or 5 times in the movie
Yeah.
theater, and it was packed every time.
I was
And
there
that
opening
was in
night.
the theater for like 20, 30 weeks or something like that. It was there a long time.
I was there opening night, smuggled
you know,
in vodka and flasks.
Right.
It was
and
a
it
party.
was so big and it was so great. And everyone loved it because it was the first Batman movie.
Yeah, and Prince soundtrack. I mean, it was a whole. It
And
was everything.
like, but that whole thing made it not Batman.
Yeah,
What?
I enjoyed it when I don't know.
It was not Batman
Not
from
me.
the comic books. It was more.
Well,
like
that was the
Batman
reason why
from
I
the
started
Batman
reading
TV
Batman
show.
comics.
That's fair.
Yeah, it was 60s era. Yeah, it was
I don't know the
60s era
comic book.
Batman. When I watched that, I felt like I was watching
Adam West,
a modern
yeah.
Adam West version, but
Right,
Michael
but that's
Keaton
not
played.
Batman. Adam West was not Batman from the fucking comic books.
So, what's the best Batman movie out of all the ones that have come out? What do you think's the like? What's the
So
one that
you're honestly
watch?
telling me you did not like Keaton's Batman?
He was all right as Batman. I wouldn't say he was. I think that
You didn't like Nicholson's Joker?
I did not like Nicholson's Joker.
It was fun.
I love Nicholson's Joker, man.
This town needs an enema.
In the camp way, I thought it was fine.
It was
but
campy. It was a
wasn't what
campy
you-
thing. It
what
was
I
not
wanted.
for somebody who likes Batman comic books. It was not a good Batman movie.
So, what's the best one? What's well? Let me rephrase that. What's the one that matches the comics the best?
None.
You guys are
There's
not going
not
to like
been
my
a single
answer.
one.
The Batman. The
The one with
last one.
Pattinson?
The detective
No,
story.
actually, no. It's kind of tries to, but it's not.
But it is. It's just a little long at the end. But
It's
go
it's
ahead.
actually Batman versus Superman.
Why would we hate you? It's a good movie. I like that movie.
That's
I
the
have-
best
one of the more
portrayal of
comic-
Batman.
What was
It's
it
one of the
about
more comic book
accurate.
like movies. Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree with that.
it's comic book accurate.
Yeah, I have no problem with that movie, and I like the extended cut. Fuck it. I got no.
You know, I mean, I had no problem with the Dark Knight series. I didn't really like Dark Knight Rises. I was like, "What'd you do here?"
A
You
little
know, this just was like pushed, forced to just end it. You know,
That movie is Blink Twice, dude. That I want to see this weekend, maybe. But probably not because my wife's got to go to my 2-year-old grandson's birthday party, which I will not be attending. All right, so I had a question here earlier from Charles. He goes, "Do you have any Scotch preferences?" Well, this is not necessarily a preference. This Lagavulin 8, but Lagavulin makes an 11-year-old, or they partner with Nick Offerman from Parks and Rec. It is fucking great. And this Duncan Taylor 14-year is a very good Scotch. It's another handpicked by Benny's, Jim. You see, handpicked by Benny's. So this is a pretty good Scotch. I just don't drink a lot of Scotch on stream. And Andrew, for another $5, thank you, Andrew. Batman: Mask of the Phantasm is the best movie ever. No
That's
cap.
a cartoon, no. That's animated.
Yeah.
He loves animation,
That's
dude.
Batman's
People
movie.
love animation. You're talking to comic book people. They love their
Especially
animation.
DC animation has been good
Yes.
for a long time.
That Black and Metallica is where I started drinking bourbon or whiskey, Evil Penguin, because of Nick Rekieta talking about it one night on a live stream. I hadn't drank in almost 28 years. And I'm listening to Nick, and he's talking about this Black and Metallica. So the next day I went to Benny's and bought it. And I was like, well, I'm a drinker again. Sorry, Jim.
I was going to, Dan Blackroyd saying like Batman's a moron in that movie and stuff. I'm not saying the movie was the greatest movie ever. I'm saying that the portrayal of Batman in that movie was the most comic accurate portrayal of Batman.
Oh, well, what about Pattinson though? As a young Batman, that's how I envision that they have this movie, that first Batman. It's like Batman starting out. I like that movie, dude.
No, he was too like.
To what?
I just keep thinking
Moody
of some like weird love story
weird
in Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, he was weird. And it was. No.
I enjoyed that movie. I did not enjoy the fucking 30-minute motorcycle ride at the end, but I did enjoy the movie. You know, but I everybody
I did like the detective aspect of it though. I thought that was like that part of it was definitely
yes, that was super fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
But didn't he have to rely
that scene
on the
when he
woman
walks into the
figure
fucking
everything out
club?
for him?
When he goes to the club and just rips people apart, that was fucking badass too, dude. I like that. That's
Didn't he have to rely on a woman to figure everything out for him in that movie?
No.
Well, it's modern age, so movies.
Sorry, but no actor can compare to Kevin Conroy. That's not acting, dude. That's voice acting. That's a different thing.
He's the guy that just passed away, right?
Yeah. I mean, putting yourself on screen and trying to walk and talk and, actually, put something on screen that people go, that's Batman. That's a hard thing to do, man, especially a character that's been around since 1939.
I'm going to disagree a little bit. I think voice acting in some ways is harder because you can't physically act. So you have to.
I will agree.
Right. I mean,
you agree?
You make it look easy, Jim, but not everybody's.
I don't agree.
Voice acting is very hard.
I mean, you think about Adam West and what he did with Batman and how people watch that show, dude. Like people,
because there was nothing else on the fucking TV.
I love that shit when I was a kid.
Dude,
It's fun show to watch everything, but it's not. It's not.
No, but it was for what it was. Adam West sold it the best way he could for what it was, and it's lived on forever. I mean, the guy lived on that shit like Shatner has. I mean, think about it. The original Star Trek was 3 seasons, right?
That's a great,
Just like the original Batman, they lived on that shit for the rest of their fucking lives.
So did the Monkeys. Was only 2 seasons, and they're still living on that shit.
Love that show.
Right. The one I did not like was The Partridge Family. I hated that fucking show.
No, I wasn't.
Hated that shit.
I'm with you.
Yeah, the villains were great in that series. I'll give Crazy Cat that. In the Batman TV series, the villains were great.
I don't think Adam West sucked. I think Adam West just overplayed his fucking his role, and that's not his fault. The director said, "Hey, yo, dude, calm your shit down. Let's play this a little bit more realistic," but he didn't. So,
I like that he owns it. As he got older, he's like, "Yeah, I'm Batman. What do you think of that?" Like he wasn't embarrassed by it. It was
exactly
love it.
Right. Shatner is that universe's Two-Face, the Batman 66. Yeah. Those men did own it, Charles. Like they were not like, for years Shatner wouldn't go to conventions, right? For Star Trek.
Yeah.
And I think it's because he hates that George Takei so much. He didn't want to be around that fucker.
Oh my.
That guy wasn't even a fucking contractor. He was a day actor.
I'm going to say it. No Shatner, no Trek. I'll die on
agree.
That. No.
Yeah. I mean,
they brought in all the gay audience, the women.
The modern Star Trek is, for fuck's sake. It's just a travesty. Look what they did to my boy.
Dude, I think I like Chris Pine as an actor. I just think they could have made JJ could have just made a better movie for those guys to act in. I didn't hate the guy who played Spock. What was his name?
Oh, that's the guy who plays Doctor Strange.
No, it's
No.
not.
That's the guy who played Khan in the second.
Yeah, which was
Yeah, that's what you're talking
infuriated
about.
me. I had to turn off the movie the first time. I was like,
I'm
no.
sorry, that's Spock.
no,
I'm sorry.
no,
Spock.
Right.
Yeah, Spock.
Yeah.
Something gay guy. is
Yeah,
the guy who
something
played Spock.
gay.
Zachary something. I actually met him because of that.
Zachary Quinto. Zachary Quinto.
Yeah, Zachary Quinto. Yeah.
See, his
Yeah,
claim
thanks,
to
Red
fame is he
Scorpion.
owns all those hotels that's cheap to stay in overnight.
What pissed me off about the remakes of Star Trek, it's supposed to be
Quinta Inns.
It's supposed to be Kirk, Spock, and McCoy, not Kirk, Spock, and Uhura. That was the first mistake they made when they redid the movies in, was it 2009?
Oh, with Chris Pine and those guys, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the movies. The movie was okay. It wasn't Star Trek.
Well,
Me.
then they say that
It was
Kirk
not
cheated,
nearly
like
as gay
Kirk
enough as the
cheated
original.
on the test and all that stuff. Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch was Khan. He played a good Khan. He was fine.
Except he wasn't Khan though.
It wasn't Khan.
He was Khan genetically modified.
Right. But
And
again,
even Ricardo Montalban obviously wasn't Indian because Khan was actually supposed to be Indian. Even in the original series, they explained him as Indian.
Wrath of Khan was fucking
I thought
Yeah,
Khan
it
was
was
supposed to
amazing.
be a Klingon.
so good.
My God,
well, isn't he?
Star Trek rotted your brain that much.
I don't have a car crash sound effect on my soundboard.
Khan is not a Klingon?
No. Did have Klingon like gear in the Wrath of Khan at the beginning. I can give you that much, but it's like
Are you saying that
puffy
Khan is
vest.
a Klingon, dude?
No, he's not.
No?
It was like a genetic super soldier from the 20th century,
Right.
from India.
Yeah, he was
Khan
in
Singh or something.
like Genghis Khan.
Khan
That was the whole
Singh.
thing. Khan Noonien Singh, yeah.
Khan
He was in
Singh.
cryogenics and he got accidentally awakened and
You know, Antonio Banderas would have
he's
been
bad.
great.
Good call.
You know, when Antonio was a young dude, he was like okay, but as he's matured, he's gotten better when I watch him and stuff. But he's so good as fucking Puss in Boots in those movies, dude. He is like he plays that fucking shit great. Khan is not Klingon. Khan was not Klingon. Okay, so all right. Chat wins.
I'm correct.
No.
I'm always correct.
No. You just said Star Trek is gay and Star Wars is not.
I actually flipped. I actually was the opposite when I was little. Like I was much more into Star Trek, and my brothers were more into Star Wars. And as I got older, I just flipped a little bit. I started liking the.
Don't you think
the
this
motif of it.
episodic stuff for Star Wars always kind of killed it? Isn't Star Wars supposed to be this big epic adventure for
Yeah.
2.5 hours, once every couple years?
Yep.
Get in, get the fuck out, get a new story, and move on. Not this episodic stuff that there's no heart in it, right, Julio? It's just like, let's just get product made. Let's get product made. Let's get product
That's
made.
exactly right. I agree. Right.
Obi-Wan, I think, grabbed a little bit of that. But that was
member
but it was very
berries,
much
wasn't it?
borrowed. Yeah,
That was member
yeah,
berry
exactly.
stuff. Yeah. Let's get Ewan in here. And of course, Ewan's going to take it because he ain't working that much. Where the fuck is Ewan McGregor? Because he's a good actor. Why isn't he doing other stuff?
I have enjoyed the books though, out of the Disney Star Wars. I have
But why-
enjoyed the books.
Why the hell is Ewan McGregor making fucking gay TikTok videos telling everybody about what a great black actress she is and this racism towards her has got to stop? That was a bad move. He did not need to do that. And he lost a
needed
lot
to
of
it.
people.
Probably smacked some woman's ass, and that was just like punishment.
Well, Disney said
Right.
our show is failing. We've got Nerdrotic because Disney pays attention to Nerdrotic. Please make a video telling everybody to love her and tell him that he had such a pleasure working with that great actress. It's not his fault that she can't act. Don't put that shit on him. He did his work. Let him move on. And then wasn't Ray Stevenson in that show too?
Yeah. He played the
And
old.
he died. Yeah, he died. Like
No, that was the other one. That was
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. Yeah.
Ahsoka. Okay, yeah, but
I didn't think he
then,
had enough time in it to be that great. I mean, I love him as an actor.
well,
Like,
I think that, and they were
watched
bummed out that he
Rome.
died because I think they probably had bigger plans for him in the future. But he died. He's a good actor, man.
I think they liked him
It'd
because
be like killed Irishman and everything.
Yeah, he's great. You should check out that Rome show, man.
Yeah, I watched that recently.
It's
Rewatched
good.
it recently.
He's so
stopped it.
He's so likable, Stevenson. Like he's a likable guy on screen.
But Rome didn't. It just ended. Didn't they cancel?
Yeah,
it just got canceled.
Like Deadwood. Like
it was too expensive. Production was too expensive.
Yeah, Rome is one of the few HBO shows I don't
I don't know
own on
why I thought
Blu-ray.
Khan was a
Need to get
Klingon
that.
and that they changed like
he's not a Klingon. Trust me on this one.
There's never one point in the entire.
Jim's going to try to
section
prove
of
us
Star
wrong.
Wars
He's going
where
to find
Khan
a
was Klingon.
blurb. He's going to
Not
find
even in
blurb.
the comics.
What about the animated Star Trek series? Did they say that Khan's a Klingon there?
No, he wasn't in the.
No,
one
you know
single
what it
piece of
was?
fiction.
I was confused because they changed the Klingons the way they looked for
There's
Star
a K
Trek
in
3.
both of them.
No,
That must
That's it. Reptile
they
brain
changed the
can
way
only
because they
focus on the
they
letters.
made the Klingons in the Star Trek 3 more like they changed.
Oh, you thought that Khan was a member of the KKK. Khan,
Yeah,
Klingon killer.
Klingon.
Yes,
Yeah.
you thought he was a member.
Well,
I get it now.
Klingon Khan kills Kirk. The KKK.
Yeah.
Kamala kills Khan, or Khan kills Kamala. How about that?
Well, Kamala Khan is the name of Ms. Marvel.
It all makes sense now.
It all circles back that we live in the fucking Matrix. This is all planned out.
I've learned so much.
What do I think about EVS inviting Liam Gray to the Kings?
Don't really care.
It's not my thing as a person that runs that organization or has a show called that. If it's the Kings like Graham and Billy Tucci and Ethan and Shane and John Malin, and they all agree that hey, he's worthy of this group. Who am I to say he's not? Yeah, Liam's a depressed little dude who overthinks everything and always thinks the world's out to get him. But apparently this Dino King book is good. All I know is I'm going through Korean stuff on Amazon, and there's a movie called Dino King.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, but it's all about dinosaurs. So I'm like, oh, you didn't steal it there. Okay.
Not based
All
on the
about
comic.
Yeah. I was like, this better not. Oh, it's you think it's 1,000% troll on Matt Barr? I don't think Ethan would use Liam for that, dude. I don't think he would be that mean to Liam.
I don't necessarily doubt that. I'm not saying it is a troll, but I wouldn't necessarily doubt that. But I think the Kings probably had to expand the definition of the Kings a little bit more, because he had already given it out to some people that didn't fit the former, Marvel DC veteran kind of thing.
Okay.
I think he needed to expand it out, and that Liam did, just like you were saying, and like obviously EVS has said that he's doing good, he's being loyal to the community, he's not trying to tear other people down. That's the kind of thing that should be celebrated. That's the kind of people that should be emulated. Liam.
Yeah, but you know what? There's probably a bunch
limit
of other,
on that.
There's probably a bunch of other CG guys too, Nicholas, that have never raised any hell and got accused of weird shit by other people that are might have good books and stuff, and they'll never be a king, right?
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying, especially with the being a part of the community thing. Because really in Comicsgate, yeah, being Comicsgate, in Comicsgate, the community is the most important thing. Because Comicsgate doesn't exist without the community, so it necessarily has to be a big requirement even for everything. And I think that's a big part of his reasoning. Because there is a community, people do like him, And the people that don't like Liam are people that try to tear down the community. So even if it is a troll, it's for the right reasons, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, Kevin's got a good point. Like, Ethan said Dino King was better than Shane, Malin, and maybe himself. Like, that's how much he liked that book. That's
Well,
that was on Malin's show.
I don't
too.
think
It's
that's what Kevin meant, but okay.
I think Kevin was right.
But he
Paul
did
does
say
a little
that.
more.
But he did say that. Like, he said that on John Malin's stream. He goes, "I just read this book. I just read this book. You're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it." It wasn't even on his own show. It was another guy's show, and he said this to a guy that he super respects. Like, he really respects John Malin a lot. So I had Liam on my show, Jimmy, and he said he did work when he lived in the United States for a lot of people on the West Coast, but he can't divulge that information until his non-disclosure agreements are up, and that should be this year. And then he can actually talk about art and comics that he did for people out west in the Western United States. So that might be interesting. We might find out some stuff that he ghostwrited for, but I don't know if he's ever said anything about working at DC. I don't know that. He told me when he was on here, I just can't talk about what I did until these NDAs are up. And he pulled them out. He goes, I got these fucking things I can't talk about yet, Dave. So
Was he
we'll see.
successful before EVS I don't want to say discovered him, but
he made money in America doing art. He did well. Then he went back home to Australia. And I think he started his comic book company. I just don't think it was doing what he hoped it would do. You're in Australia, dude. It's hard. Like, shipping from there is hard. All that stuff. Yeah. It's just harder, right? That's why, when he wakes up one morning and he goes from 17,000 Nicholas to like 35,000 the next morning because EVS is promoting the shit out of his book, and he's crying on stream, bringing his daughter on and shit. It's kind of touching. It feels organic.
Liam was definitely a little depressed, like on stream right before all that happened.
When he was on here, I told him, I said, dude, you got to quit worrying about everybody else. You just do your shit. You do your shit, and it's good. People will notice you fine. I mean, you can't worry about what people say, Julio. But he's younger still, too, right? I don't think he's 40 yet. I still think he's a pretty young guy.
Family, so
his kid's really young.
That young.
So I didn't ask him how old he is, but I don't think he's 40 yet. So, he's still in that weird place where he thinks he might need to please others in order for himself to succeed. Ethan don't give a fuck. He's done his 30 years in the mainstream. So he's going to say what he wants to say. He's going to, if Julio can't stand him, Dave does. Well, they wash each other out, right? That's what these people count on.
I'm a fan of anybody who's passionate about something, whether it be Nicholas with the music that you do, or me playing guitar, or Dave stream. I want everybody to succeed. It'd be great, but I don't know. I listened to a lot of Howard Stern, and the whole EVS Liam thing reminded me of kind of like the Whack Pack. I don't know, Dave. You ever watch?
Yeah,
listen to Howard.
I got for decades,
definitely
dude.
Wacky.
I got that vibe.
So am I. I mean,
yeah, he was, but I don't know. I'm not Ethan, so what do I know?
I look, man. Yeah, Ethan is definitely Howard Stern, and everybody else in the pack is part of the pack, right? I mean, that's kind of what it is. Like, they're just in there, and Ethan knows who he likes, and he promotes it. Like he threatened to fire Gary how many times over the years? Like, every fucking week, Gary was getting fired.
Booey.
Baba Booey. Stuttering John really crushed Howard with his lack of loyalty. That really bothered him. I think it did, dude. Like, dude, I fucking get you. You had nothing. You were just some dude as an intern here, and now you're making a shit ton of money. And this fucking faggot, Jay Leno, hates my guts and wants to steal you, and you jump ship that quick. Fuck
Why did we
you.
get talking about Stuttering John?
because we're talking about Ethan and how being Howard Stern, and everybody around him is kind of like the Rat Pack or the whatever
Whack Pack.
Whack Pack,
We're
yeah,
talking about Liam.
and Lee a part of the Whack Pack. Like that's just how Julio sees it. I don't
know. That's just how I
think that if there is a Howard Stern and Comicsgate, it's definitely Ethan. No, I mean he's the guy that drives the shows. When he shows up on your show, people watch all that good stuff.
Well, then that would make Eric July the man cow, right?
That would make him probably Opie and Anthony.
No.
Or Bob and Tom. That'd make him Bob and Tom. Remember Bob and Tom?
Yeah.
Those two idiots.
I mean, we're getting into boomer stuff here. Like everybody listened to the radio back in the day, driving to work, right?
You think people in my chat are young?
Yeah,
these are not young people.
Opie and Anthony, Howard Stern.
I never listened to
I'm
Opie
like
and
a
Anthony.
baby here, I think.
What's that, Nicholas?
So I think I'm the baby, and I'm 45.
So.
Yeah, I never listened to Opie and Anthony on the radio ever. It was always Howard Stern for me. That's what I listened to.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'd turn on Rush Limbaugh or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was in my fucking truck all day, working all day. So Bob and Tom, yes, Bob and Tom.
I can only say, wow.
What's that?
Going on? You get a share.
Well, that you never listened to Opie and Anthony. It's, wow.
Oh.
It just
I
wasn't.
don't find Anthony Cumia very funny.
Whip him out Wednesdays. That's
Wednesdays.
It just wasn't on the radio where I lived. I mean, I lived in the southern United States most of the time, and Howard Stern was nationwide. Opie was more regionalized. So I didn't live in Illinois. I didn't live in Illinois ever at that point, Jim.
They were nationwide for quite a number of years.
Not in Arkansas, dude. They weren't on a fucking Arkansas radio station, but Howard Stern was.
Well, they were in the afternoon.
Orlando
Or
radio
it
was
in the
better
morning,
anyway.
if I'm not mistaken.
who was on?
They were.
Who was on that, Nicholas? You said Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando radio. Because Orlando radio was like had some of the shows that were syndicated nationally.
Sure.
Trying to remember. I'm not great with names.
There was
JRR talk shows.
Man,
Rock station, but yeah. That's where Larry the Cable Guy was on there a lot.
Oh yeah. Yep.
What were we supposed to be talking about tonight?
Nicholas
Yeah,
had
I don't think this is a theory stream anymore. Correct.
But Nicholas had stream. You had videos though, right?
Pull them up.
Yeah, I still have. I think we've been having pretty good fun so far, anyway. But
okay,
I don't think we can really call this a theory stream anymore.
Well, hey,
Khan was a Klingon.
This was our intro to the theory. We've got our 70 or 60 people watching.
Only 2 hours in.
We got people here now. Let's get into underground alien base stations. The guy kind of lost me last night, though. I'm not going to lie with some of the stuff he was saying, but I enjoyed his passion. So when
folks in the chat that might not have been here last night, because we're getting this is part 2.
Well, this is
part 4 technically, but
part 2 of a theory show about the same topic,
okay,
right? So this is about a military installation in New Mexico that there is supposed to be alien life forms working with humans, creating things and manipulating stuff, and they're giving us raw materials to make our jets with materials that aren't created on this planet, all this stuff. So this guy has killed 2 Greys with the spacesuit on. He's a badass, even though he's missing 2 or 3 fingers on his hand.
I remember him from last night.
That's who it is.
Yeah. Oh no, he was money.
Yeah, this guy is
he was amazing.
Yeah, so his passion's great. But his stories might not be the best. Like I killed those fucking aliens. I'm like, what?
I'm ready to believe.
Why is there never a camera? Why is there never a picture? Remember when Fox had those commercials because that show was coming out called Alien Autopsy. Remember that? Remember that Alien Autopsy show, Jim? I wonder how many, because I tuned into that shit. That was like, what? They got an alien? Oh, man, this was bullshit. But God damn it, Fox, they played the shit out of that. Because X-Files was super popular. Oh, my God, Alien Autopsy. So here's the most passionate alien killer, geologist, and engineer I've ever heard before in my life. His name is Phil Schneider. He has a level 3 Black Ops clearance. Jim's confused by his level 3 clearance right away last night during the stream. He goes, what? Wait. I never heard of that clearance before. But Nicholas had to counter strike and say, but he's Black Ops. He's not regular military. So that's why
Black
he has
projects. He is level 3 Black projects.
Level 3 Black projects.
I love it.
So is that like 45 levels higher than Eric July projects?
Yes.
Okay.
Ow. Shit.
I think
Truth
Eric
hurts.
July just lived in a shanty. So.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to casually mention to you something that's very scary indeed, and tell you what the alien agenda is. And it's going to sound very familiar. The alien agenda is the complete takeover of this planet, the killing off of 5, 6 to 7 eighths of the world's population.
Please.
By the year 2029.
Oh shit.
U.S. military has known about this for 45 years. They've told no one. As far as I know, I'm the only person standing before a crowd talking about the alien agenda secretively.
How often have we heard about this population decrease in the last 5 years, though, that we need to get to a certain level on this planet because there's too many humans living there, Jim? You think maybe they're slowly trying to make people understand, so by 2029, when this shit happens, hey, it's for the greater good.
You got the Georgia Guidestones.
Right.
Basically laying that out.
Yeah.
I'm good with the idea on the surface. I mean, I have to hear more about it, but like who they're removing.
I mean, just because somebody doesn't sound believable doesn't mean what they're saying isn't true.
That's right.
Julio goes, yeah, just start whacking people. Just tell me who it is, though. Well, if
Well,
it's me,
if
don't
I
whack me. No, my kids, but you can whack that fucker's kids.
If I get to pick who gets whacked, let me put a caveat.
But just think, they want it down to 5 million people worldwide. That's what they keep saying. That's less. That's less than the population of like Dallas, dude.
Give me a week. I'll figure it out.
You ain't in the list, dude. You're not on the list.
Oh, I'm number 1 on the list. I ain't going anywhere.
Oh,
cancel my reservation.
I don't care how much insurance you sell. You ain't on the fucking list.
All right.
It's helpful to be born into it. That's all I say.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Back in 1954, I'll give you a quick overview. There was the created 1954 treaty where Eisenhower signed a pact with the known alien species of the time. There were 3 at the time. And said that we're going to deal in high technology, but you can take a few head of cattle and a few human beings and you can experiment on them. It's unthinkable. It's stuff straight out of the Nazi death camps, and I'm kidding you not. It's plain BS, and it's got to stop. Now, the created 1954 treaty would have been violated. After the great firefight, the alien-human war, I am the only living survivor talking about it worldwide at all. Only one. The other 2 are in nursing homes in Canada, and the Canadian government refuses to allow any U.S. people, including myself, to talk to them because they are afraid of kidnapping. Probably the reason I got shot to pieces and 11 attempts on my life is I am a direct threat to the entire system. The New World Order, the alien agenda is one and the same. It's world takeover and the decimation of the population of this planet.
Damn, Jim, he's
I'll
talking
tell you
newer
something a little
old
bit
order
different about
92 or whatever, right? Is this 92 or something, Nicholas, or
Yeah,
2000?
it's
Yeah.
late 80s,
Late
early
80s.
90s.
Well, that became popular because of George H.W. Bush made the comments about a new world order.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was
He let
out
it
there
slip,
before that.
yeah.
And John Birch Society had definitely talked about it since the 70s, I think. Don't ask me why I know so much about this shit.
Right.
alien species. The bad news ones, there are 9 races of alien populations.
Tell me about it.
To look at a human being as a bag of food. They're not cannibals. They don't eat the flesh and the bones and all that kind of stuff. They use the glandular secretions of animals and human beings as a mixture of the vitamins for their food. They get high off of our adrenal gland substances called adrenochrome. It's something like cocaine to them.
This explains missing 411,
Now,
Jim.
what can we do about it? Right now, if we do nothing, we can do nothing about it, and it will continue to go on. Basically, we'll be led in the dark, and you'll keep seeing more and more people disappear. Right now, there's 100,000 children totally unaccountable through FBI archives, cannot be traced anywhere. They haven't been murdered. Nobody's ever seen them. I think they're hauled underneath in some of these bases, and they are summarily done away with, and they are literally eaten. Now, that is a scary thing indeed. And I'm not asking you to believe me in total.
Did you just say they've eaten 100,000 children? Is that what he? Did I hear that?
They're eating the children, man. Holy shit.
How many people are attending this speech? I wish they'd turn the camera around.
I don't care, dude. I love it because this is the woo-woo stuff that we want to listen to.
That's right. This is straight Art Bell. I'm going
to tell you something right now. I started listening to this stream, Jim, that's about missing 411 stuff. It's not that stream, but it's just another stream about missing people in national parks. It is fucking incredible how many people walk into these parks and are never seen again. Like they don't even find their bones. There's nothing left. Where the fuck are these people going? They do
alien
45,000 acre searches for 2 weeks.
Clearly.
What'd you say, Nicholas?
They're going into alien bellies.
Well, the point is, it's just fucking weird that these people walk in. They're experienced hikers. They've been there multiple times, and they just dude, they're not even finding their bones. 10 years later, 20 years later, they're just gone. It's fucking crazy.
Jello. That's where do you think the aliens get their Jello from?
I thought it was horses, but what do I know?
Oh, well, they love the horses. The aliens wouldn't kill the horses. They don't hurt nobody. The dumb humans kill those fuckers. They're stupid. They made science. They started finding out that space exists and they could line up the stars and they're like, holy shit, these guys got brains. So I don't know, Jim, that missing 401 stuff is creepy.
It is.
It really is. What's up, Snorum, Plasma? But eating your children. I mean, dude, this is awesome. I love it. Go ahead, Nicholas.
I am asking you to seriously do enough homework that you can go out through the public record, through the congressional records, find out who's voting for what, and go from there. Do your own program, do your own agenda, and do your own speaking out. And if enough of us do this, there is some saving grace. However, we don't have a whole heap of time left. Technological governments on this planet are raping the planet. We're going to run out of everything that we need and going to pollute everything in sight in the better part of 20 years. Now, I know you've heard some poppycock stories. Oh, we're going to run out of coal. We're going to run out of gasoline. We're going to run out of this, that, and the other. And 25 and 30 years ago, you heard all this hogwash. Well, don't believe it. Basically, anything you read in a paper, you should take with a grain of salt. Start reading and what is missing out of the article. Ask yourself, what's missing in this article that I should know? Maybe that's the truth. Fill in the blank spots, so to speak. White copy is only one leg of the triangle. There are two other legs, two other pieces of the puzzle. What we have to do as a group of people, concerned people at that, and this group seems to be quite that, is we have to assert ourselves in a way that we've never thought possible. Now, I'm not asking you to do what I'm doing. I'm telling you, what I'm doing is very important. Every one of you is equally important. You wouldn't be in this room otherwise. You know, all these other people out here that didn't come to the lecture, they really don't want to hear it. Yesterday I heard a fellow that says, I'm sorry to say I belong to this military organization, that militant organization. I don't believe in the alien question. There's no proof of it. And so I show him an artifact, and he says, well, that's nice, and that could be lead. Well, I happen to know this isn't lead. It scratches diamond, and it's harder than that. Here's a sapphire that I found. When we blew a mountain apart, all these sapphires fell out. And sapphire has a hardness of 9 right next to the hardness of a diamond. This thing scratches the heck out of it. Let's tear it apart. I'll tell you something. This technology is fine and dandy. At the risk of the human race, at the risk of one human life, it is totally worthless. We have to. The one beautiful thing about the United States of America is we value a human person's life. The minute we lose it, we are dead meat. It is tantamount that we get back to constitutional law, and for our officials not to believe in it or obey it. First of all, for a politician to say, well, I believe in the U.S. Constitution, but I believe in gun control. You can't be a master of two houses. It don't work.
Based.
I'm based.
What you must do is tell that politician you are disobeying the Constitution of the United States that you're sworn to uphold, and you are in treason territory. Think about what you have said. You have 30 days to make that apology. If you do not make that apology, you are a treasonous individual and should be prosecuted.
God damn!
You got a pop on that one. Yeah.
Now, there's a few other things I want to run by you, and they're kind of in rapid fire order.
Please sub to my YouTube
Area
channel.
51 is only one base, one of the 131 bases.
Hit the bell.
Of these 131 bases, I call Area 51 a mega base. It's got more than one base in it. It's Tonopah Test Range, Area 51, S2, S4, Groom Lake, and a host of others. Now, these mega bases are gobbling up our gross national product. Right now, we're spending 28% of the gross national product on building underground bases solely.
All right.
That doesn't count for the defense budget. That doesn't count for the spare parts budget. Doesn't count for any of that at all. And the black budget is dead wrong. It sidesteps the United States Congress and its Constitution of its people and says you're a bunch of morons you don't need to know. Well, a need-to-know basis is an executive order written during the Eisenhower era right after the created 1954 treaty and is treasonous and illegal in this country and should be overturned and abolished.
Amen, brother. Amen, brother.
Now, I believe in military preparedness. I believe in military secrecy to some extent. Because there's always going to be spies out there, and there are always going to be people that want your hunk of territory, your house, or your ground, maybe even a country like that.
Ain't that right?
Most of us remember what this crazy person in Russia, Zhirinovsky, had to say. We want Alaska back. Well, baby, you're not going to get Alaska back without a horrendous fight. Alaska is my land. I was born here in these United States. I have risked my life and limb for these United States, and I love my United States more than my life. And I will defend these United States against all foreign powers,
including the Greys,
foreign and domestic.
Right.
Now,
is he running for office?
every one of you in this room are probably to some extent, minor or major, done just that. And that is what this country needs. Patriots you are, patriots you are becoming, patriots and Constitution builders you must continue to be. Now, all this alien thing is fine, except for one. Now, all this alien thing is fine, except for one thing. Alien takeover is a serious threat. Kept totally out of the public view, off the surface. I'm sure the underground bases, without question, are being used as a place to house alien takeover. Alien takeover means the implementation of a one world government. Direct opposite of constitutional law. Direct opposite of freedom of choice, freedom of religion, other freedoms that go with it. Right to bear arms. We are the militia of the United States. Every single person who believes in the Constitution of these United States and its Bill of Rights is a militia member.
This is getting a little repetitive.
Are we going to tolerate what we've heard from Ruby Ridge? Are we going to tolerate what we've heard from Wake?
This guy's giving a presidential speech. Holy shit. Like, or running for Congress, whatever he's doing. He talks like a robot. Yeah, he's not the best speaker. I just like his passion.
The best shooter, apparently.
He does get off topic. I thought this was about these crazy bases underground. So, but I guess it goes hand in hand for his what he's talking about in his mind. Like, hey, we got these aliens here collaborating with our government to take away our rights as humans or Americans or whatever, wherever you're from, because there's more than one place that has these.
I like people like him because they're almost right. They're like, well, we have to defend the Constitution. I'm like, okay, that's good.
Yeah, for sure.
The people in the western part of Austria are actually Germans. Okay, I'm good with that. And then he goes, and Eisenhower signed a treaty with 9 alien species. I'm like, why did you have to do that? You were good.
Well, it was 3. It was 3. Now there's 9.
Yeah,
it was a 3 back then.
Good then.
I pay attention. Like, I don't know. I mean, to make him seem a little different, right? Maybe like he's got a different knowledge of why he defends it the way he does, because he knows it's not just humans working with humans, it's actual alien life forms that we're working with to make sure that this planet is, at a certain level by 2029. I mean, they're talking about knocking off 90% of the population of the planet.
It's similar to Ted Kaczynski. You read his manifesto and you're like, huh, well, he's got some points there. And then he bombs a building. You're like, whoa, don't do that. You were good until you did that.
Yeah, and it was like just like people, like he just setting people bombs, like happy birthday, motherfucker.
Like 90% of what you were saying, I'm down with. But this other thing, you're
no. I think the aliens are waiting for I think they're waiting for us, like they're our God. You better fix it yourself, or by 2029, we're gonna take care of it for you, big boys. I
things take time to set up. I mean, you can't just. They had to get all the other alien races because he already said that.
Well, they had to make
when
TikTok,
Eisenhower first signed the treaty, there was only 3.
Oh, I see.
Now there's like
9 or 11. Yeah. But then, we had to make sure that TikTok was in place, and we had to make sure that YouTube was good to go. So when there's only those 5 million people left, they can still communicate, right? We got to make sure they can communicate. Because all the network TV execs are the first motherfuckers to go. They're going to kill all of them people. They serve no value to the alien race because they sell propaganda. They're just going to talk about Hollywood stuff, and they want to talk about whatever.
I would 100% hang out with this dude. If you wanted to go get drinks at happy hour, get a picture, be all over that.
Oh, yes, of course.
But then again, I said the same thing about Matt Barr because he's interesting. So
I don't know. I'd be worried about him getting you into a bar fight.
Yeah, I would not hang out with Matt Barr.
I hung out with a prison guard who was a giant guy. And I said, I've been going to bars my whole life. I've never been in a fight. Why is that? And he said, nobody's going to make a name beating you up. I thought that was very clever friend to tell me.
Yeah.
I'm a 5'9", nobody's going to fight me.
Is he dead? I don't know if he's dead or not. Oh, he is?
I think so. That's what I've heard. I've been, since we started talking about this, I've been seeing a lot of comments about that.
Yeah. F's in the chat.
Well, like they told, I think it was Dan Blackwood last night in the chat was saying, dude, some horrible shit happened to this guy later on. Not just him getting shot, but they fucked with this guy a lot, apparently. So when that shit happens, Julio, then you're like, well, why are you fucking with the guy if you think it's bullshit? Why does the government feel a need to shut somebody up if everybody thinks he's a wackadoo?
Yeah.
The reason it sounds wackadoo is because nobody has ever thought about what might be going on behind closed doors that we have no idea about. Well, they say that today's conspiracy theory is the news in 6 months. I mean, that's how quick it changes nowadays. Yeah. His 35 or 40-year-old speech here.
Yeah, what was crazy 30 years ago is common sense.
Yeah, it's on. Yeah, it's Joe
true.
Rogan talking. It's Joe Rogan talking about it on his show with Navy pilots who fucking videotape the little Tic Tacs. Right, that those guys were on Rogan's show as Navy fucking pilots that are retired now, saying, "I know what I saw. That was not something that was built by somebody on this planet."
That is a little weird because you think Navy pilots have to be put together well. They don't put. I don't think they put wackadoos up in a fucking cockpit. So when they say shit, you're like,
yeah, and it's
amazing.
They
eat a lot of meth too.
Is that how they train the pilots? Meth,
especially during wartime. Yeah, I mean they're a little, out of their minds on meth. Who knows what the fuck they're hallucinating?
Right. All right, let's get back to our boy here.
Are we going to tolerate that a fertilizer bomb blew 6 sub-basement floors? And I'm telling you something about sub-basement floors of a World Trade Center. They're 29 feet thick each with 7 kinds of rebar reinforcement. The only weapon capable of doing such destruction and melting the concrete and extruding the rebar and the I-beam steel up to 6 feet in length longer than it originally was and melting the ends of it is a nuclear weapon. Now, the people they have in custody as fall guys may have been able to produce weapons and bombs and kill rabbis in New York, but I hate to tell you this, they did not have anything to do whatsoever with the World Trade Center bombing. The only thing used was a construction nuclear weapon. It was housed at Mather Air Force Base, the only place such things are kept. Incidentally, about Mather Air Force Base in Oklahoma City, Mather Air Force Base trucks were seen 2 weeks before the Alpha P Murrah building got blown to pieces.
He ain't half-stepping.
Strange. I don't
Holy
believe in
shit!
coincidences. They're non sequitur. They cannot be proven mathematically, et cetera, so they don't exist. However, Oklahoma City bombing, a fertilizer, and a fuel oil bomb. Give me a break, folks. You can blow that one by my ears, but I'm not a dummy, and neither are you. Neither is anybody in this room.
I'm with him.
Holy fuck!
We've been lied to, and the lies have got to stop, and they must stop immediately.
This
If our
stream
public
just got
officials
fucking
cannot
red.
tell us the truth, then they
was gonna
cease
say,
to
yeah.
be public officials.
9/11,
And they are
you're done.
automatically guilty of treasonous acts and should be tried and convicted, and if necessary, in jail, whether it be house arrest or otherwise, before they can do any more damage. Janet Reno. Janet Reno is a confirmed lesbian. She got out in front of public TV and said so.
This is definitely
Janet
from the
Reno
90s.
cheated her way through law school. It's provable.
Waiting for
It's on
July.
congressional records. Also in question. It's on the law school that she graduated from. The record is not spotless. There are thousands. There are tens of thousands of fine police women that could have done an exemplary job in a similar aspect. Janet Reno is a murderer of our children and should not be tolerated to live. Those that murder children, those that abuse children, those that sexually abuse children should not suffer to live.
Holy shit!
The CS gas that was poured in onto the Waco complex of Mr. Koresh.
Here we go.
CS, by the way, stands for cesium. Cesium is an atomic element. It's an isotope.
True.
It's a radioactive compound. It is deadly to people under the age of 10. Take one breath and their lungs are singed and they die in 72 hours or less. They poured that gas continuously for 48 hours on that compound. No, I don't believe in a lot of things. I don't believe anybody is that wicked that you have to kill them 100-fold over after they're dead. But this is the mentality of the people now ruling as kings and queens over us, and it must stop. If we allow another election to go by with the same ilk in the White House, we have only ourselves to blame. Now, this room isn't going to change the outcome of an election. I personally believe, I don't believe there's going to be another election. I believe martial law is going to hit this country before that happens.
Well,
Right things
you can
are
see
going.
why people, and that's what people have been
Because
saying for
we
30 years,
refuse
guys.
to
Like, the
stand
next
up.
one's the worst
We
one, right?
refuse to literally
Just like,
get out and rip.
Just like Gary keeps telling us, we won the battle, but it's a long war, fellas. It's like, keep sending me those super chats, fellas, because it's a long war. And I got to be here every other day to remind you about how bad your media companies hate you.
I love this guy. This is amazing.
Too, man.
Here's why we do like woo-woo stuff, and it's somebody talking about somebody else. This is straight from the source. It's like, all right.
Yeah. What I do like also, Nicholas,
Guy
is
must have got really hungry one time when he was in the woods in Alaska that he ate his own fucking fingers.
hey, man, I'm going to tell you right now.
How dare you?
The next time I go do a trade show and I have to go up on stage and do training, I'm going to break into why the government sucks about halfway through. And more people will probably sit up and listen to me talk about locators and be like, what the fuck? Yeah. They used to nuke to fucking strike the World Trade Center. Holy shit. Like, what?
You're going to drop Eisenhower has a treaty with 3 aliens in the middle of your Your speech.
They poisoned the Koresh camp for 48 hours. Like it was just fucking kill them to kill them to kill them. Like kill every motherfucker, kill all the rats, kill all the fucking gophers, all that shit on this property.
I appreciate
this
passion. I will say that.
This dude. No wonder the government didn't suffer him too long, because I promise you, if 10% of this shit's real, Julio, it's too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
If 10% of it's real, it's too much. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, buddy.
Start our lives in talking. Now, some of us got jobs and families and great responsibilities, greater than I have.
Well, you shot 2 grays,
That's
dude.
tough.
Yeah.
It's very hard. I cannot sympathize with you because I'm not in your situation. I have a young family. I have an ex-wife and child.
No, I'm sure it's an ex.
Defense Intelligence Agency goons tried to
Had to
kidnap
figure it out.
my daughter not too long ago. My ex-wife, working in the state government services in Oregon, picked up her .22 handgun, shoved it in the back of the neck of this one person. Give me my daughter back. If I don't, I pull the trigger. Gave the daughter back. Good choice. Now,
So his wife's base too.
the remark that my ex-wife had to say to this individual was, if I ever see you again in any way, shape, or form, I will kill you on sight. You're an abuser of children, therefore I suffer to you that you should not live.
I love this shit, dude. This, like, oh man, Ricada would love to have him on his show, Jim.
She should be in jail.
Holy shit. He'd be like, preach, brother, preach. Oh my God, it's awesome.
Blah, blah, blah. Nothing like that's happened. These people don't want publicity. I shot a federal agent 16 days ago. Shot him dead.
What?
When I was bleeding to death with a shoulder wound that he shot me. He had shot at a retired FBI agent who theoretically carries the same covering as a Secret Service agent. Got protection forever. He's a cop forever, federal cop forever. Now, that doesn't mean a whole lot. I made a report and went to the FBI. Do you realize that, you know what they said? They said, things like this happen, Mr. Schneider. We don't either believe you, I'm using that as my own italics, or we don't give a damn. Now, something's wrong here. I'm not reading this right.
No, he did get shot, Crazy Cat. I mean, he showed us his wound and everything last night.
To the best of my ability. I was hoping I could go through life without doing such a thing.
It's
This guy?
And maybe some of you
Yeah.
have actually
Phil
defended
Schneider.
your own life
Phil.
in a similar fashion.
Phil.
It's very sad you have
Google
to shoot
Phil
or
Schneider
kill
kills
somebody.
federal agent.
Maybe some of you were police
Julio.
officers and have had to do the same. And I don't know if you ever kill a human being, you're never the same as a person who never has killed a human being.
But you killed 2 grays also.
It's with you for the rest of your days. Whether you do it in war, whether you do it in murder, whether you do it in self-defense, you have taken one of God's holy creations off this planet. And there is a void there. And I feel that, and I'm very sorry for that. But I had to defend myself. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
So I guess sounds
My
like he's
message
serious about
must
this.
continue.
I guess.
I'm doing it on my own money. And I'll continue to do it. As long as it takes. As long as I've got to live. I've got cancer. I'm dying. The radioactive substance that I got hit with in 1979, late August of 79, it's a similar form of aplastic anemia. It affects your blood and your bones. My bones are extremely brittle right now. No cure. The government never told me about that, by the way. Now, to sum up everything in this talk,
Good luck.
There's going to be a few questions. I'll answer as many as I can for the next speaker. However, I want to sum up and say that every one of you in this room is a participant in secret things, and you're very brave indeed, and you should all turn around to one another and shake each other's hand and say, thank you for being here. Would you please do that and greet your neighbor? Now, this is the way the world should be. There wouldn't be any wars. Now, this is the way the world should be. There wouldn't be any wars. There wouldn't be any strife.
Can you hit pause?
Or if there was.
Dave, should we be concerned that Nicholas and Jim just ducked out while this guy's talking? Are we?
I don't know what they're doing. They haven't said a goddamn thing.
Oh, you're there.
I've been saying stuff.
Okay.
Answered his question. I'm pausing the video. I'm actually just more leaning back, and it looks a little weird.
Yeah. So this guy got killed in 1996.
And I'm
So-
on Twitter, like Joe.
Look this guy up. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
So was he
Uh,
killed? Did he? Is it
He
apparently
died under mysterious circumstances, is what it says on Google. I didn't go into an article.
He just said he had cancer.
Again,
Well, all right. I mean, yeah, that's true.
yeah. Like
I
lots
know.
of people get poked with little needles walking through airports.
Yeah.
Those fucking Russians love poison, dude.
Mm.
He wasn't meant for this world. He sure wasn't. He killed 2 grays on this world, though. So he's a better man than me. Not only did he get to meet him, he got to kill a couple. Crazy Cat's yelling at you.
Who, me? I'm looking it up now, Crazy Cat. I'm on it.
Yeah.
Don't listen to Crazy Cat.
What are you using? Mind telepathy?
Like Crazy.
Never listen to a woman. Never
Crazy
listen
Cat
to a
good.
woman,
He's
Julio.
a fellow shit poster in the chat when I'm not looking at it. No problem with
I
that.
hope Jim's come up with a bunch of clips and shit because he's been quiet for a while.
No, I don't have anything.
Shocker.
I'm really happy Jim contributes so much all the time to the chat.
Oh, Jim's awesome, dude. He's got that deep voice just for the chat. Yeah. Without a modulator. So good for Jim.
Yeah, he's definitely not pitching down his voice at all.
Yeah. So this is our last video here.
Well, this second to last.
Okay.
So this one, it's about another 20 minutes or so, I guess, of stuff.
You can go to 1.5 or 1.25 under settings there.
I love the 240p.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's an old video, so
Go to-
man,
I tried enhancing it, but it didn't really do much. So I just said, fuck it.
Yeah.
Tried at 1.5.
Yeah, he talks slow.
It could be settled in a peaceable manner in a handshake. And that's the original American way. And I believe that way is still there, however remote at present time.
I had to go back and check.
Now,
It sounds normal.
I'm going to sum up this talk and mention an overview of the alien agenda. The alien agenda is really decimate the planet to take the remaining human subjects as slaves, and the aliens would use this planet for their own needs. Number one, this cannot be allowed to happen. The world takeover plans of the New World Order, a direct carbon copy blueprint from Adolf Hitler's routine of 1933 to 1938, must not be allowed to happen. That includes the name, the New World Order. That was purposely used, folks, because most of us have been lazy. We have not read our history, and I'm talking to you because I'm one of them. We have not read our history books. Things have been omitted. Throw out basically what you've learned. I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm asking you to re-educate each one of yourselves and ask the unexpected of your public officials, of the people around you, your teachers. I'm not asking you to question authority. I'm asking you to question the teachers of this authority. Is this right? Is this law correct? If a law, one of the best statements to ever come out of the mouth of any human being, believe it or not, was, I think, by an incredible black man, the name of not Jesse Jackson, it was Martin Luther King, excuse me, said, an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. That should be a motto that we live by. not so much for the man who said the motto, but I'm sure George Washington said something similar, who said, an uninformed populace is a populace in slavery. Now,
those are two
our
good
founding fathers had the
sayings.
unique gift 250 odd years ago, 200 to 250 years ago, of looking far in advance, laying out the groundwork of this wonderful two pieces of paper government we've got, the Bill of Rights and the United States Constitution, laying it out for all time. It is the best government probably since time immemorial, maybe the best ever. If we are to, by the way, every freedom that we have must be fought for continuously. You don't need to pick up a gun to fight for something. You need to pick up your mouth. You need to pick up your brain and read a book. You need to pick up your mouth and say, and when you hear somebody say, well, I believe in gun control, and you say, no, I don't believe in gun control, because guess what? You take away that right. What other rights am I going to be missing later on? Now, with gun control, there's a certain few people, generally a 1 to 2% minority of people, that are totally irresponsible, criminal, use the gun improperly, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not talking about those kind of people. They're always going to be those kind of people, at least for the foreseeable future. The average person that owns a gun has conscious thought.
I was talking to my dog, not you.
Of the knowledge of right and wrong, can and is able to defend itself, herself, himself, against foreign and domestic terrorists, so to speak. Now, gun control is an attack on your rights. If it is allowed to fully comply and go through, all of your freedoms will be removed.
Thank you, dude.
After the last element of gun control. So the attack of any right or the removal of any existing right is an attack and affront on every one of us in this room and should not be tolerated. That's that part of the talk. The overview is about underground mountain bases. All of them should be made public. In future talks, I'll be giving latitudes and longitudes of every single one of these bases. I've already written a manuscript at the publisher as we speak.
That's why they killed him.
It's a dynamite book. It lists all the secrets.
He wrote a book?
Well, that explains why they killed him.
Holy shit, this guy wrote a book? They spelled his fucking name wrong, though. If you Google it that way, that name does not come up.
I've got this whole thing about how he died. It's actually quite sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a few links on stuff.
This guy's got a book, though, showing all the bases. That's awesome. I'm going to look it up. I bet it's not available.
So apparently he died. He committed suicide, and nobody found him for like a week in his apartment.
That stink.
His 1-bedroom apartment.
What's that? Go ahead. Say that again, Julio.
No, he apparently committed suicide, and nobody found him for a week after he died.
Oh, that's tragic, dude. That is tragic.
This guy. Yeah.
Somebody wrote a book about the guy. All right.
Secretive agendas that our government has us believing in right now, and why it's so much BS. Why the New World Order is so good for us. Ha ha. Well, don't believe it, folks. Believe in only one thing. Love thy neighbor as thyself, and ask continually questions about our constitutional freedoms, and defend them if necessary. And most of us will have to probably defend them. I hope this doesn't happen. Now, I'm winding up this talk as best as I can without my notes at hand, but I'll be having artifacts up here. You're capable of looking at them. I ask you not to handle them. I want all the artifacts back on the table. And don't handle the photograph here, original photograph of the flying saucer in 1946. Now I'll take a certain few questions. I know there's going to be quite a few of them. Yes, this gentleman here in this row. I've heard of Project HARP. I don't really know that much.
Designed to electrify the ionosphere, and they will be able to map all the underground bases. There was a crash of a Air Force plane up in Alaska last week, and AWAC plane. Yeah, it was on the last day of a Project HARP demonstration.
Okay. Yes, I've heard of such projects. Actually, it was invented by Nikola Tesla, the initial part of ionizing the atmosphere. The only trouble is with ionizing the atmosphere, plants need nightfall as well as sunlight to survive. So lighting up the atmosphere might do extreme damage. Okay, next question. This gentleman up in the front row. Please speak up.
thank you for taking the question. My question I'd like to ask is this. If the aliens have a 1,200 IQ, can speak all these languages, and are so powerful, what prevents them from just taking over?
Well, that's a good question. Basically, they have taken over. All that's left is a bunch of screaming, a bunch of us that have been very complacent. Half of the 131 deep underground military bases are basic cities for them. Right underneath our feet is a macabre sight indeed. You can bet your bottom dollar they've already basically won the war. However, they're being an alien species. We're an alien species to them, and our germs have a tendency to kill them. They're also a dying race, and they're in far worse condition than anybody with the worst case of terminal cancer. They are in need of us to some degree.
I love the overhead projector.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I heard a man speaking about the same things you have been speaking about down in Australia named Stan Dio. Do you know that man?
Stan Dio, yes, I've heard of him, but I don't know of him.
Are you aware of this asteroid headed toward Earth?
Yes, Nemesis is called Nemesis. It's a brown star. It's probably hollow. It's maybe not a star at all. Has a specific gravity of a little less than 2, 1.718 or something like that, which means it's extremely hollow and light. It has mass 10 times the size of Jupiter. It is so massive, it's dragging comets and meteoritic material with it, and space garbage and debris. It's dragging it at such a rate. Just the debris encircling our solar system enough to destroy half the planets of it. So, yeah, it'll be a threat. It's headed for us right now. Supposedly it'll be here in 2052. Nobody knows for certain, or it'll be within closeness of the Earth, within 500 million miles, which is plenty close indeed. Okay, a few more questions. I got to wrap it up here. This lady here. No, you have to use a microphone. Nobody can hear you.
Do you correlate the foreign forces with Soviets?
The Soviet forces, the foreign forces, all of us have an alien war going on. Red Chinese right now are getting it in full brunt. The Russians are shooting down per province. There are about 9 provinces in their motherland. They're shooting down at the rate of 50 of these saucers per month and ships. They're heaping piles of them in outer Mongolia. Mountains of them. They just tow them out there and let them sit out there. Yeah. You please use the microphone. Nobody can hear you.
Does the alien agenda dictate the agenda of the world globalists right now, the people that want world government?
Yes, they do in total and in entirety.
They
may even be in charge.
And are some of our high-level officials, perhaps from the president on down, are they aware of this?
Yes, they are. They're all aware of it.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the name of your book and when will it be out?
Well, I have several names of the book. Basically, I'm calling myself Government Secrets Revealed. Government Secrets Revealed, and please don't handle a picture. I've asked, please, not that you look at the artifacts, but don't handle them. Okay. And the Government Secrets Revealed should be out within 2 to 3 weeks at the outset. Yes, sir.
Where can you get this book? Where will you have it?
I'll have it in a brochure. I can't tell you right now. Yes, sir. The person behind you, and then the person behind that, and that'll be the.
Okay, Phil, I want to say thank you. God bless you for what you're doing. It takes a big man like you to do it, man.
Thank you.
What I wanted to emphasize here, I'll make it real quick, is that what can we as humanoids do to...
we're not humanoids, we're humans.
Humans, all right. Well, anyway, what can we do to stop this?
By doing exactly what we're doing right now. Gathering, listening, and what I'm doing, getting out in the public and talking about it.
Yeah,
I don't fear ridicule. If someone wants to call me a brand X nut, well, I can't reach that person. I'm sorry for him.
Yeah. I'm well aware of what's going on with Area 51, and
I like the oids at the end of
right now and coming
certain
back.
terminology.
What's that, Dave?
I like the oids at the end of certain words.
Right. What can we humanoids?
I think it just denotes grouping.
Is this a black man?
Yes.
This is a black guy up there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They had those in back then, Dave.
It's at the you fucking racist bastard. I just want to know if he's the only black guy in the room.
Are we not supposed to be racist tonight?
Well, Julio just
I didn't get the memo, I guess.
Mike, I forgot to send it. They made a movie about him though. It's on Amazon. Came out in 2021. It's called The Underground. A hidden reality and the true story of Phil Schneider.
I'm all over that.
Yeah.
I'm literally watching that right after the stream. This guy's fast. People like this are fascinating to me.
Yeah, especially because they're going to try and say, well, he didn't really get shot, or they're going to say a bunch of stuff to disavow. You know what I'm saying? They're always, or maybe the director fucking believes him. So what do we do now? We just back up 10 yards and punt, Moss. Like, there's no hope. You just fucking whatever. I can't control this shit. Like, I don't worry about shit I can't control. I just don't worry about it.
It was a good run.
What I can control is what I think about. And I can't control much. That's for sure.
I really feel awful what I read about him not being found until like a week after he died. That's so sad. I mean, I'm being legit here.
I am too. Well, you know, man, like
if it's true.
Oh, well, they like these electricity guys we've talked about before, you know, with Jim earlier in some of these woo-woo streams, like so many of these guys that had alternative forms of getting energy out to the masses for free, basically, are just fucking dead. They just die. That, like, interesting. And then all of their schematics and all of their work disappears. It's gone into space.
Like Jim just disappeared.
I know, it's like he just came back on now. It's like, did he have to get more chips and salsa? Like the chat wants to know if he was eating and not showing the screen or what.
No, I was looking. I found a couple videos.
Oh,
I was listening and watching everything.
I know. Do you like this guy? Do you believe in his? Do you like his passion? At least.
I don't know if I believe anything that he's saying.
What makes him less believable than people that believe in the Anunnaki, though?
I think you should judge him too harshly just because he isn't able to speak with a lot of confidence. You know, not everybody's able to do that. And I think you should get your mind in the right place.
I think this is what my opinion is. I think this guy, this stuff happened when there was a big Fed movement for targeting militias in America. It was after the Murrow Federal Building was hit, and they were going around trying to infiltrate movements. And
well, it was a World Trade Center right after World Trade Center bombing.
Well, and after Ruby Ridge, after Waco, after the Oklahoma City bombing and stuff.
And they were talking about
this guy is saying all the keywords in language that would lead me to believe it's Fed psyop to try and infiltrate, you know,
to get these people to come out and show their faces.
Yeah. You know, militia, because he keeps talking about going after the government, fighting the government, doing this, targeting the politicians. And
yeah, but do you think that these people showed up to this speech, you know, when he said he's going to talk about underground alien bases, and then halfway into it, he goes, you take my fucking gun rights, you're not an American, you should go to jail. Like, is that a bad message? If you're a true citizen of this country, like, that's one of our rights. Like, we have a right to bear arms. But, you know, we saw what they did in 2020, man. They arrested all kinds of people for nonsense and kept them in jail and still arresting them, Julio. Still arresting people.
He strikes me as somebody who maybe was, I mean this with all respect, not snarky. Maybe it was Vietnam. My father was in Vietnam for 3 tours. I work with a lot of people who were Vietnam vets, and they were not like aliens and Eisenhower stuff, but they were kind of like this guy a little bit, just not.
I've seen things, man. I've seen things. Yeah,
a little bit, kind of, a little bit. You know, just.
Especially the media that they grew up on wasn't the media, you know, that even we grew up on.
Well, they grew up on Walter Cronkite. I mean, this, like, that was
Beaver.
No, but they grew up on Walter Cronkite as your trusted news source. He was the guy that, remember him, like, guys, Walter Cronkite. He was a fucking turd also. But he was America's newsman forever. And then a Canadian named Peter Jennings became America's newsman on ABC for a long time. So I get what you're saying, Jim, but this is the woo-woo stuff that we're here for, man.
Yeah.
This is why we're here.
Find something. there was a post on Twitter from John Delarose thanking Ethan for coming on his show. So I was trying to find to see if there was some clip if Ethan was on with JDA, but I can't find it.
Oh, maybe. He would do it for the fucking laughs at this point.
The stream took a right turn.
Yeah. All right, let's get back. Let's get back to this black guy that actually existed in 1995 because this is the first one ever seen in America, according to Julio.
I have a
So-
short video.
I didn't
of
say that.
Somebody getting beaten up at the protests.
Oh, let's break it up with some good American violence.
Let's do it.
Yes, not a problem.
Down with that.
You can see they're on the ground here.
Hey, stop it! Stop it! He called me a fucking nigger! You fucking piece of shit! Don't you ever call me that!
Why do black people do that all the fucking time? They start beating somebody up and then they start claiming that they're called the N-word. I've seen that shit in real
Oh,
time.
she called me. What?
Yeah, I've seen that shit in real time.
Yeah.
It's like
Because
you
that
fucking
gives them an
dead
excuse
motherfucker.
to do whatever they want. And then you see how all these fucking vermin just attack and start stomping on people and kicking them. And that's a relation to the way they're acting. These people that were attacking those people weren't black, by the way. Just the one woman was.
It's almost like
Yeah,
they
the
have
one
low
with, like,
impulse
body
control.
armor.
Is that wrong?
Yeah, no impulse control.
This guy's carrying a Trump sign. He's carrying a Trump 2024 sign.
Yeah, that's probably what the offense was. That was probably the N-word.
Masha Allah, my nigga! Masha Allah, bitch! You're right. You're right. What happened? Well, not anything worse. Hey, do you need...
I would like to state for the record that a dirty fucking nigger stole my wig.
Get the fuck out of here.
That I lost my hair.
Oh, okay. Maybe she did.
She did.
I mean,
maybe she did call her that word.
Holy shit!
Well, she was saying the guy did it though. That's the same girl from the woman from yesterday, isn't it?
look at
A dirty. Holy goddamn!
God bless.
That is not a word or a phrase that BTM reviews will support in any manner. This is not my words. Don't clip me for saying this or liking this. I did not like. It's fucking wild. She just got her ass tripped up and hit, and then they go, "What happened?" And she goes,
to make sure that we don't want our viewers to think we support this sort of talk. We should rewind it a little bit.
Stole her wig.
If she would have added the oid at the end, it would have been fine. But she didn't. She made it a terrible slang word.
I'm offended.
She just said though.
Yeah, I
Is
don't
that Critical Drinker?
agree with
Oh,
crass.
that's a black guy. That looks like
stupid
Critical
language
Drinker.
like that either.
Disavow.
Disavow.
You disavow?
Disavow.
You gotta add the oid, hun, with your double pierced nose and your red hair.
I was ready to hate her.
She was on a video a couple of nights ago from these protests. She was the one having the.
Well, she's got like
the
a
sign.
bone going through her nose.
Yeah,
Look.
she's got moxie.
Yeah, she's got moxie, all right.
No, she was
She
the one
called me
holding
the
the
N-word.
sign said "fuck N-words."
Oh, was that the same girl?
Kill the J. Yeah, that's her.
Oh,
I remember the
all right.
voice.
Oh.
Yeah, no, she's either off her rocker or she's doing this as a like counter thing.
Well, I always say I like
more-
people who are passionate about things. So, I mean,
Wow.
And but skinheads do dress like that. She could be a skinhead. I mean, I've seen skinhead girls like that before. So, wouldn't be
Oh,
that
she
bad.
could be a fucking lewing asshole too, Nick.
Yeah, yeah.
She
No,
was saying-
that,
well,
let's-
before that, she was talking in Arabic.
Right.
So I don't know. You know, she was inshallah, la 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 la, salami and bacon.
I mean, most of the skinheads are against the Israeli war. I mean,
Yeah,
the
you know,
neo-Nazi guys.
yeah.
I mean, they're
Well, the
on the
Democrats were
Palestinian
always the
side.
party of the KKK, so there
Of
you
course. Future lonely
Don't
old
have to
cat
always bring
lady.
that up, okay?
go. Well, it's the truth.
I don't know, man. There might be a lot of brothers that try to hit her up.
You know, I mean, the Nazis based their policies on
Race
Democrat
play.
policies from the progressive era. So there you go.
Is that
You know,
right?
They didn't go. The Nazis actually said, "Whoa, Democrats, your one drop rule is a little fucking intense for us. We'll go by a grandma."
Hey. Okay.
Medical treatment, I was using that as
Get the fuck out of here.
It's a fake relationship.
Get the fuck out of here.
No.
Get the fuck out of here.
No.
No.
Get the fuck out of here.
No.
Look like this. He needs her job back.
Get the fuck out of here.
Here's my brother. I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear it.
Not up to you.
I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna make.
Guys.
I'm a woman.
Dude, what are you
assault,
doing?
Rape!
Oh, this woman's great.
Dude, leave her alone. She can say what the fuck she wants.
Material.
Rip it!
Why are you guys trying to start shit here?
Kill Allah! Kill Allah!
Okay, well, maybe
This
she's
is
not
starting
Muslim.
shit.
Fucking your job.
This is starting shit. This is starting shit.
Oh
You
no,
see someone run up behind her and hit her?
dude.
Watch this guy right here. He comes up behind her and hits her.
No way.
This clown. Yeah, this idiot.
Probably.
Watch.
This is starting shit.
You see that punch? That pathetic
Wow.
punch?
Yep.
No, I didn't see
Watch.
anything.
This idiot right here. Watch this guy right here with the
With the black
He's gonna-
mask or whatever.
yeah. He's gonna throw and then run away.
Starting shit.
Watch.
This is starting shit. This is starting
Oh, he like
shit.
love tapped her. She didn't even feel it.
Well,
Like-
that's soy energy.
And he ran like a bitch. She's standing her ground. She's like, fuck you.
I just booked my single son a flight to Chicago. Be
Right
there in
here
the
it
morning.
says-
Jim,
And
that's
with
a
my daughter-in-law tomorrow.
Right here, it says, "Thanks, Ethan Van Sciver, for coming on the show." So, I don't know.
Is that the one? where
Was this?
EDS
Oh,
responded?
they're asking. Look
the
at. But go back, Jim. Go back to it.
What?
They're asking like, was this a stream? Maybe he answers. Go back to the actual tweet in the messages. I'm confused. Was this a stream or something? Yes. I haven't seen this yet, but I do not know. So is that the stream right there?
I have no idea what this is. It looks like a game or something.
Huh.
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, Tulio, did that video make you laugh your ass off or what?
Oh, there was another thing here. Oh, I wanted to show you this. This is also. Did anybody else see this Trump thing that happened at the border today?
No.
He had all these, like a lot of family members, parents and brothers and sisters of people who have been raped and murdered and stuff by illegals. And this woman's going to speak. It actually broke me up to hear this woman talk about what happened to her 12-year-old daughter.
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm
I've
just saying,
heard that
I don't want to sit
story
here and,
before.
like boohoo.
We all are aware of that kind of
But then they're saying did they try to kill him, or did somebody take a shot on him or something?
Trump, some guy, something. They arrested some guy. Some guy who was threatening to shoot him.
Oh. Let's play it, Jim. Let's hear some good stuff. You know, this is the stuff that makes me like Trump. Go ahead and play it. Oh, I gotta present it. Yeah.
Oh shit. Nope, that's my fault. Hold on.
Damn it,
I'm on the
Jim.
wrong fucking page.
So I would love to thank Donald Trump for giving us this invitation to be here and to say a few words to the staff who's been so kind to help us in this very hard time. My daughter was just 12. She had dreams to be famous. She wanted to be a famous actor. She was so funny. She was her own personality. And it's been very hard. It's been very hard. June 17th was the day her life was taken. She was left with no clothing from the waist down, was thrown in a bayou, left was strangled to death. We believe, yes, she was assaulted off of DNA kit that has been, but it's still very, very early, and it's still very, very raw, and it's still very, very surreal. And they had no reason to do anything that they did to Jocelyn. There was over 300 detention beds that they should have been at because they were detained and they were released when they shouldn't have been released. One had an ankle monitor, didn't stop anything. So now I have to go through the rest of my life with my son, always asking for his sister. And I just really, really, really want everybody to please take into consideration how important border control is, because we're losing very innocent people to heinous crimes that shouldn't be happening in the first place. So please, please, I really hope everybody can hear my pain, to just please, please, he needs to be in office, and we need better control. We need to stop this. We need to stop losing our littles. We need to stop losing children, mothers, sisters, because now I get to grieve every single day. Every milestone that hits gets harder because she's not there for it. She was gonna be a 7th grader. She had her whole life ahead of her. Whole life ahead of her, and it was viciously taken away by 2 evil, heinous monsters. So thank you again for taking the time to listen to my words, and please help him make a change. Thank you.
So Jocelyn is in heaven now, looking down on us right now. And in her name and her memory, we'll be fighting to protect every American daughter and child.
That was today.
Uncle,
There was a
my
whole,
uncle was
there was a whole, like,
killed
I was
long time
watching it,
ago
like,
by somebody like that.
yeah.
Your
I
uncle
I
was?
watching
Kid. Yeah, right in front of my mother when she was a little girl. Got a shotgun right to the face.
Jesus.
By an illegal?
Yep.
But and they had like I mean, like 8 or 9 different families with these same stories, and it's just
it's a fucking travesty, dude.
It is, but
it's
you know,
a trap.
Do you think they even mentioned any of these people at the DNC?
No, they're having
or they just act like it didn't happen.
There's no issue. Yeah, there's no issue at the border. We need these people here.
You let in the dregs of humanity into this country, and you wonder when they act like it.
God dang it, man! That poor.
It's like getting mad at a dog for barking. You can't.
I mean, it's bad enough when your own citizens are fucking psychos and they kill their own citizens, right? You know, you got serial killers and shit. But when you're just letting people over the border that don't have to do anything to get here and have no respect for our country, fuck them all. Yeah, globalism does not care. Ask the people in Europe how bad it's going for them and with their open borders. I mean, there's countries actually starting to deport people back, Julio. They're like, fuck this. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
We can't take this shit anymore.
We have
Newtown, you're
another
right.
black man in Chicago with an American flag.
It's the same guys last night?
No, it's a
that had the
different guy. It looks like a different guy.
What the fuck's happening? It's tide is turning.
He's a bunch of Palestinian lovers. Bullshit. Really? Right. The whole border thing drives me crazy. It just does. We have to. I mean, we have to treat not only our federal borders with respect, Julio, but even our states. They need to be states. They don't need to be federal. They need to be states.
It's common sense to anybody who has any sense.
Yes, we live in states. We don't live in a country ruled by feds. We live in a state that we elect our local officials for to do what's best for us on a local level, not on a federal level where we're all homogenistic fucking idiots living across a country.
What's the word, Jim? Did Kamala have a good speech?
Who cares?
I don't know.
There's no such thing. She can't have a good speech. She's too
a
fucking
lot
stupid.
of people, even CNN and like CNBC and all them were attacked, saying you guys haven't put any policy positions forward. You haven't said anything.
No, she's the black chick.
The stuff you're putting out makes no sense.
She's.
I'm surprised they even
price
chose
gouging
her
is
as the
causing
nominee.
inflation.
Yeah, she's a Damon. She's a Damon Wayans character. She's a Wayans brother character at this point, guys. That's what she is. She's a fucking Wayans character. It's awful. Let me show something real quick. Let me get some levity back to this. Let's get a smart man talking about another dumb lawyer.
Oh God, another idiot.
Case, we're each the most interested parties in our own cases and each other's. But like I'm talking about outside of our very close circle, like other people get to comment on it from the sidelines, and that's fine. But it's just funny watching them flush their integrity down the toilet. Claiming to do the opposite, by the way. I have never fucking asked anybody to be uncritical of me. Ever. I've never demanded loyalty. Do you remember the whole like Legal Bites loyalty thing? Do you remember who did that? Does anybody remember who did that? Because it wasn't me who did that. That was Legal Mindset.
Oh,
yeah, I remember that. That's what shocked me about all that. Because of when he did that with the Legal Bites shit.
Yeah, especially when legal mindset was kind of like a newcomer there, right? But he wanted everybody to be nice so everybody could like grow at the same level, because that's kind of what that was about. Am I incorrect there?
I mean, that's what conniving, predatory people do.
Yes.
They get into a situation, they demand equality, essentially equity. And then as soon as they see their shot, all that shit goes out the window, and it's all fucking dog eat dog.
And then they moved to Thailand to get away with some creepy shit.
I can't look in all the directions necessary, but that was Legal Mindset with the purity test, the loyalty test. Isn't that funny how that worked out? That wasn't me. I've never asked people to be loyal. I lamented that some people had nasty opinions about things that I did, but so I've never asked people to be uncritical. I've never said agree with me on fucking anything unless it was an obvious joke. But the practicing lawyers, that's laughable in some of these cases, by the way. Whew, that definition of practicing is one I wouldn't even argue. Holy shit. But these practicing lawyers, man. Okay.
God damn.
I think we need to do a deep dive on some of these things about Legal Mindset.
I sent Nick a super chat last night. Jim was on there when I said Sean and Andrew, or Camelot and Andrew are a bunch of dicks. I called out Andrew and Camelot. And Nick read it. He did read it, and Camelot was in the fucking chat. There was a reason I did it, because I think Camelot's as bad as Andrew and Mindset for his takes, but he's not a lawyer. He's just a sideline guy, but he's supposed to be a friend. But all he did was grift it for every.
You guys want to hear Kamala Harris's position on the Israeli-Palestinian thing?
I'm always looking for a good laugh.
Because guess what?
She's going to be twisting herself on that one.
Oh yeah, she completely didn't take a side. She took both sides at the same time.
That works.
Well, that's just like Trump in Richmond or whatever, where there's good people on both sides, right?
Oh, but here this is
there were good people on both sides.
This is a minute, 2 minutes of word salad.
Genius.
With respect to the war in Gaza, President Biden and I are working around the clock, because now is the time to get a
Well, she's an expert at working around cocks.
hostage deal and a ceasefire deal done.
Why? Why is it your deal?
And let me be clear. I will always stand up for Israel's right to defend itself, and I will always ensure Israel has the ability to defend itself, because the people of Israel must never again face the horror that a terrorist organization called Hamas caused on October 7, including unspeakable sexual violence and the massacre of young people at a music festival. At the same time, what has happened in Gaza over the past 10 months is devastating. So many innocent lives lost. Desperate, hungry people fleeing for safety over and over again. The scale of suffering is heartbreaking. President Biden and I are working to end this war such that Israel is secure, the hostages are released, the suffering in Gaza ends, and the Palestinian people can realize their right to dignity, security, freedom, and self-determination.
No, not a thing. I mean, not a thing. We can't make that happen, Jim. That's
so
not up
we're
to
gonna
us.
So what are we gonna? We're gonna give weapons to both sides. Is that what her plan is?
Or are we gonna make Israel compromise so much that they're gonna give half of Israel to Palestine so that they can claim a win? What are we talking about?
How about you just say it's not our problem? Stay the fuck out of it.
Right.
I would have loved to seen all those people outside in that room when she said that Israel has a right to exist, and we're defending Israel's right to fight these.
She actually didn't say Israel has a right to exist.
No, she said that they have the right to defend themselves against terrorism, the Hamas terrorists. So I would love all those people outside to have heard her say that and see would they have screamed and cheered, because isn't their whole point that they shouldn't have.
They would have screamed and cheered at anything she said. She could have said total Jew death, and they would have screamed and cheered. She could have said total Palestinian death. They would have screamed and cheered.
Because if they're screaming and cheering for her, they're not screaming and cheering for her. They're screaming and cheering for our side, our side, our side.
Right. Nobody's voting for her. They're voting against Trump. That's how I look at it.
Well, you want to hear Kamala say what a great job Joe Biden was as president?
No.
Well, the crazy thing is she's saying all these things are going to do. I'm like, why haven't you done it already? You've been around for 4 years.
Oh yeah. Why did the war start? Why wasn't Biden and Kamala on top of this shit and making these flames go down while they were in office so that they didn't do this attack on October 6th and kill a bunch of fucking young people at a concert? I mean, why weren't they already having these conversations? Oh, it's so stupid. It's so goddamn dumb.
Oh, I know. It is really dumb.
It's dumb, dude. Like, we can't fix their religious wars. It's not up to us.
Bill Schneider made more sense earlier talking about Eisenhower and the alien, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with him a little more.
Let's get back to these questions for our boy
I'm
Phil.
going to use the microphone. Dave, Jim,
microphone
Nicholas,
going dead down
thank
there.
you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Checking out.
I'm well aware that our country is capable of going into the future right
well,
now and coming back through
Please make this short. What is your question, sir?
how far can we go into knowing what's happening with the aliens in Area 51? How far can we get into the knowledge of this?
We're already full-fledged into the knowledge of this right now. How far can we go? We can go a lot further. We have to defeat the alien threat. Otherwise, we have no chance at all. There won't be a new world order either.
Well, thank you very much.
Let's take this last gentleman here.
Did the United States government intentionally enter into an agreement with the aliens back in 1954? 1954?
Yes, they intentionally, they knew full well what their capacity was. They intentionally did so, supposedly on the premise that they were buying time to get arranged. And this wasn't true. This was a lie dished out to the public and people in the know at the time, all the MJ members, et cetera, et cetera. It did buy time, but at great cost. As I'm speaking, about 6 million to 7 million human beings have been slaughtered by the aliens at the present time, unaccounted for. And of course, there's 1,000 lies to say where they went or where they didn't go. Okay, I'm telling you right now that the lies and innuendo not only have to stop, if we don't believe in them anymore, they're going to stop, guaranteed.
One final question. The so-called ascension movement.
You know nothing of it. I don't
You know nothing of it. Okay, thanks.
Can't hear you. Cannot hear you. If some of you are short and can't get up and see the artifacts, I'll try and explain them. But I ask you once again, please don't handle them. Very well camouflaged.
So this was 1995, and he was dead 6 to 12 months later.
Bill, I want to say thank you. God bless you for what you're doing. It takes a big man like you to do it, man.
Thank you.
Andrew, he killed 2 Greys. Yes, he gets into detail. There's 11 fucking races of aliens on our planet. Wow. All that radiation shit's coming out. Holy shit. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. So he died just a few months after doing this, huh? Because that was 95, and he died January 10th or something, 96. Shit. Oh, man.
I know you wanted to not go on too late tonight, but if you did want to do a part 3 of any of this, I do have stuff that does more recent videos that go in a lot more deeply into him. Like not even necessarily just the whole underground alien takeover thing, but him specifically.
Yeah, he's an interesting dude. He's the kind of guy that Rogan would have on today, Jim, just to talk to him. You know what I mean? Just to see, because I'll give Rogan credit. He brings on the people that a lot of people laugh at, like our boy Graham Hancock, right? He's a lunatic. Mainstream archaeology hates his guts. He, he talked a lot about the aliens in the beginning. He really did. Andrew, he was very, I don't know if you're going to say believable, but passionate. But he really hates the fucking government. He's like, these guys are shit. They're treating us like shit. You guys are giving up your gun rights too quick. What are you doing? So please stop. Fight these assholes. So anyway, what's in the private chat here? Sophie, what is this, Jim? So this is what are we looking at? What's this video?
I don't even remember. I put it in there a while ago.
Yeah, I'll put it up here. I'll put it up and you tell me what I'm looking at. Third day of the Democratic National.
He yanks his son. Watch what he does to his son. Like he goes yanks his son.
Who is the guy we're looking at though?
That's Waltz. So
Okay.
it's like he must be a monster. Watch him. See him?
Mongoloid.
He's dead. Yeah. Well, no. I'm saying like the dad is like
Mongoloid.
Oh.
Wait,
Is
which
the
one's
son
the Mongoloid?
handicapped? Is the son handicapped?
I don't know. Someone said that might be, but he doesn't look handicapped.
Oh, yeah, acts like a little. See that haircut?
I don't know. I mean, he might be like
It looks like
Frankie
a Downsy
McDonald.
haircut.
All right.
It's
So
constantly blubbering.
why do
Yeah.
you need to? Yeah, why are you jerking him like that? He doesn't even smile. Why is he not even smiling?
No, look, he looks really angry. Watch.
Yeah.
Look on his face. Like, "Go get over here."
Like look at that fucking grimace the whole
That's
way
what I'm
up
saying.
there.
What does he beat the kid and lock him in a fucking cage?
Yeah. So he got a secret fucking room in his house.
You ever had to deal with a tard?
You don't treat
Gotta
him
yank
like
him around
that.
a little. Why not?
No, you don't treat him like that.
If you have to treat him like that, you don't bring him on stage. You know their limitations. If you give a fuck, sorry, you don't put them in a position where they might mess up if you're trying to be good to your child. That guy Waltz looks way too old to have kids that young. Like, no wonder his kids. He is nonverbal autistic. Okay, you definitely don't.
Wait, if he's not verbal, why did he say that's my dad?
Did he?
Yeah.
Or did he just mouth it?
I don't know.
I
don't know.
I wish I was nonverbal. I'd probably get in less trouble
A
than
lot
that.
of people are artistic. It does, I mean, maybe he should draw a comic book or get into painting.
Learn computers. I don't think we'd have computers if it wasn't for autistic people.
Yeah.
So his son is okay. Again, I don't think you put your kid in that position.
No, and you definitely don't fucking yank him and look at him like you want to punch him in the face.
Especially if you've been dealing with them their whole life, you already know that it could be a struggle, Jim. So you just say, "Come on, son, let's go." Don't jerk them around. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And this guy needs to be our next vice president. He looks like he could die of a heart attack any second. He looks so goddamn angry. And this is the guy that's ruining the state of Minnesota.
I had a much different childhood from you all.
Have you guys seen YouTube/TikTok today? All right. Yeah, it is exploitation, Kevin. Complete exploitation. Like I'm this super dad that raised an autistic, and he didn't raise him. He had nannies. He didn't even fucking go into that poor kid's room. That's why he acts like that on stage, because he didn't know how to handle him in real life because somebody else does it for him.
Oh, a member of the Texas delegation at the DNC was robbed at gunpoint while walking with a friend in the loop.
I don't know if I should feel sad or happy.
Oh, here we go. Here's a good one.
What is it?
We have a Antifa weirdo calling a black police officer a white supremacist.
All right, our favorite statements.
How many war criminals have you locked up? 0. Exactly. That makes you complicit in genocide. You're on the wrong side of history, black man. All right. You're on the wrong side of history, motherfucking bootlegger. You're a white supremacist, Uncle Tom, motherfucker. You know that shit?
Wow.
Yes, you are. That's your boss? Is that your boss or you're your own boss? Who's your boss? Who's your higher up?
Which agency are you from, sir? Which agency? DOJ, Department of Justice.
Yeah, I work for the
This guy was
president.
just completely harassing a Department of Justice officer in
That's not
Chicago.
harassment. That's freedom of speech.
What does a black flag represent?
It means freedom, justice, love, revolution. It's an anarchist flag.
It's an anarchist
Fuck
flag.
off.
What is your name, sir?
I'm not giving you my name.
Okay.
No, because I'm a pussy. Because I have a job and I'll get fired tomorrow if my boss knew I was a fucking asshole like this. The anarchist flag, Jim. The anarchist flag. The saviors
That's like,
of our world.
That's same kind. That's Eric July's philosophy, isn't it? Anarchism,
Yeah.
anarcho-capitalism.
Michael Malin.
Well, it's a little bit
probably
different.
that guy's probably a communist, but
Michael Malin as well, right?
Michael Malice, yeah.
Or Malice, yeah.
Anarcho-capitalism is not anarchism. It's give me your fucking money and don't tell me if that it's wrong to scam people.
Right.
That's the entire thing behind anarcho-capitalism. That's why it was created. It was created by hucksters.
Oh, let's see. Here's a good one.
So last son of K says stolen valor, Gavin Newsom, cum guzzling Tim Waltz, everything you need to know about this impotent shitbag running for PP. Yeah. And who wants to be a fucking cuck to a president like Kamala Harris? Imagine how desperate you are, Jim, to be somebody that you would volunteer to run with her. She's such a terrible person.
Well, you got it. Well, this guy's a terrible person. During COVID, he had cops running around shooting people with pepper balls for stepping outside their house.
Yeah, he's a real turd. Yeah, he's terrible. But he lets the what's it?
Well, let's burn down the city. But if you wanted to step
Yeah,
outside,
but the Somalis have completely taken over Minneapolis, St. Paul. I mean, it's just overrun with Somalis. They're like basically building their own little goddamn impenetrable country. And Waltz doesn't tell the National Guard, break that shit up. These people need to, be part of America. They're not their own fucking country. Yeah, it's only free speech. When they get to spout their bullshit, they shut down everyone. Hey, man, I mean, that guy was just, he knows that cop can't do anything to him, so he's a tough guy, right? But he's a pussy because he wears a mask, and he tells us he's an anarchist, but he's such an anarchist that he won't show his face. So fuck off. You have no value.
I'm surprised they've been this well behaved. I'm shocked we haven't seen massive shit going down. They must have got told from the people that pay them, don't fuck around.
Everybody inside said, yeah, I want these people out there to make it look like they have a cause to make us get elected, but do not let them get out of control. So they probably gave him an extra $50 a day to not fight. And then the one.
Well, they also didn't organize especially with all like the Antifa stuff, where they were actually getting violent. The reason why you saw that violence is like, say, opposed to here, was because in the lead up to that, they literally organized and sought out deranged people that were prone to violence. And then they got them, and then they put them there.
They've been locking a bunch of
They
those
just
people
didn't
up
do that
lately.
for this.
Did you see that they were locked? They've locked a bunch of them up in Washington and in Oregon and in California.
Yeah, they stopped serving the
Some of the
purpose.
crazy
They've
Antifas, they've started locking them up. That's why.
Yeah, they've become a
actually
PR
sent them-
liability.
Yeah,
Too many
yeah,
people out there.
their value's over, right? Kind of like Keffel's, her value for the LGBT community's over. Nobody talks about that person anymore. And Nick Rictato told that person 2 years ago, dude, they're just using you. They're just using you. You're going to get my channel banned and all this stuff, but that this community, when they're done, you're over, and it's over. Nobody talks about that person. I do want everybody in the chat to know that I did this. I did this for everybody's pleasure. Dan Blackroyd made it, but I did this so you guys could remember me in history as your favorite movie. So I did this. I saved her. Fucking Dan.
Yeah, I want to point out to Dan Blackroyd, he sent me the picture, but he put Dave and Jim are alien detractors, but that's an aliens picture.
Well, that's right. I said Alien is the classic. Aliens is not. That's what I said.
I think Aliens is better
because you're wrong.
Okay.
Aliens was the first one I got to see in the theaters, at least, so it does hold a special place in my heart.
At least I got to
Alien
save her
itself
for
is a
you,
superior
Jim.
one.
I mean, look at me. I look awesome. I look
Wait
awesome.
a minute. Oh, that's you. I thought
That's me.
Oh, it doesn't say that. Let me see the picture again. I thought
He sent me in the message. It says, "Thank you for saving her." So that's what he texted.
get it.
Oh no, the picture
You have a
sent me
pretty
doesn't
feminine
have-
face, Jim.
The
I can see
picture
why
he
you
sent-
might think that.
The picture he sent me isn't us.
Yeah, the picture he sent me says, "Thank you for saving her." So,
Well, maybe that is Dick. Holy fuck! Maybe that is me and you. Okay.
Either one of you.
No, I don't know. All right, let's see what our president has to say.
right. So the first movie to me was better because it was more of a horror movie. The second was an action movie. It was just straight up action that wasn't even that good of action. Go ahead. And then I got to go.
1,000 service members from our military for refusing their COVID vaccine mandate. They refused to do it. We didn't want a mandate. The mandate, you just can't do that. I will rehire every patriot who was fired from the military with an apology and with back pay. They will get their back pay and an apology from our government.
Back pay, Jim. That's impressive. Does he have that right? Does he have that ability?
Sure, why not?
He has wide latitude on the because most of that stuff is under
With the military,
his
is wide
control.
latitude with the military.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, even most branches, not most branches, but every single federal agency is derived from the executive office. It's not from the congressional office or from the Supreme Court or anything like that. So he has pretty wide latitude when it comes to that kind of stuff. But I think the one sticking point might be that the whole thing that Congress controls the purse strings, like the House has to initiate budget stuff like that. So he can submit it to Congress, but I think that's where you might run into something.
Yeah. Yeah, spending is usually the House. That's what I was saying. I mean, rehiring them and putting them back in a position is fine, but giving them back pay might be the hurdle. The hurdle might be the back pay is my point. Like, I'm sure he can get them all rehired. That's not a problem. But, giving these guys 2 or 3 years worth of salary, holy crap.
I mean, the president does have a right to submit a bill to the House for it, but they just have to vote on it first. And depending upon how the election goes, it might be a layup.
Fucking Dan. He posted that shit on Twitter, Jim. That picture.
Yeah, I thought I saw that already. I was trying to remember where I saw it.
I got a 1 minute video that's pretty good.
Last minute. Is this it? Trump sparkle?
No, that's just the sparkle thing of Trump that I made.
Oh.
Here.
You made a sparkly Trump thing.
Snitch incoming?
Stitch incoming.
We used to have stop and frisk for criminals in this country, but liberals whine, so now we only have it for soccer moms at the airport.
So you like it when police stop and frisk black people, but you're angry when white women have to go through a metal detector. Got it.
Yeah, so I think he said criminals. We used to have stop and frisk for criminals in this country, He definitely didn't say black people. He said criminals. And you can't just switch out the term criminals for black people because those two terms aren't synonymous, right? And if someone were to switch out the term criminals and instinctively use black people or switch out soccer moms for white women, that would be kind of weird. That would be engaging in racial stereotypes. Some would even say that's just being racist. And I just never would have been able to imagine that someone who spends all their time mimicking and poking fun at one political side for their supposed bigotry could slip up this bad with their own bigotry. Maybe he just got too deep into character. I don't know.
So was that Stitch from Stitch and Adam?
I don't know.
Because you said
No, it's just something about they're saying like that he stitched the guy up. I think that this is some like a TikTok influencer that's backing Kamala Harris, and he just, someone was talking about stop and frisk for criminals, and he immediately said, "Oh, they want him to stop and frisk black people," and the black guy's like, "That's not what he said."
Right. No, the guy's
you're a racist if you think anytime someone says criminal they mean black people.
Right.
Because it's
I've
not
heard
the
that
case.
many times.
But
Like,
it's all
like,
honestly, it's the
talking
left
about-
that does it all the time. I think when you're talking about criminals, you're dog whistling black people. It's like, no, you're the dog that you hear that. You're the racist that you hear that.
Right. And as this white little fairy behind him's eating a Harris cookie. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Such a hero. Such a hero. But do you ever watch that Stitch and Adam show, Jim?
Yeah, they're.
But Adam used to be on with Ethan all the time.
Yeah, they're both. I don't know, man.
But who is Adam? Like, he's making a comic book. Was he part of CG at some point?
I'm not even sure who these Adam and Stitch guys are. I see the name all the time, but I've never actually watched them or anything.
Well, they're into politics now. But Adam used to be on with Ethan all the time. I see Adam on those streams all the time. I'm like,
oh wow, look at this. Microsoft saying no one can figure out why the Atlantic Ocean is cooling at record speed.
we got a guy we watch every day that tells us why it's cooling.
That's what I say. So see,
we're knowledgeable. Yes.
We're knowledgeable.
Those videos are having an effect finally.
Yes.
Look at this. Oh my God. Can you read what this says?
Who is this person? Trans salamander.
Got to stick it somewhere.
Dude, get the fuck out of here. Who's it for? Because no man wants to touch that. What are you talking about?
Men will fuck
God.
couches.
All right.
What are you talking about?
All right, we done?
We got to go, man. I got a
Good night,
3.5
Jack.
hour
Good night,
drive.
everybody. So nice seeing you all. Have a good night. Remember to vote. Vote Trump. Vote early, vote often, the Democrat way.
We'll see you tomorrow night, by the way. And I thank you all for being here. And peace out.